Game 2 of 162, Orioles and Rays at the Trop. Wei-Yin Chen, the rock of last year's rotation, back on the mound for Baltimore to start his second season in Major League Baseball. The young and very talented Jeremy Hellickson on the mound for the Rays. Joe Angel and Fred Manfred are standing by with their pregame activities and the call of tonight's game. For more, you can follow us
in this game. Adam Jones.
Late, Joe.
Yeah, so it does get tricky. And Fred, you look at the Oriole lineup in this game. Adam Jones has had the most success against Hellickson of all the Oriole hitters in the lineup tonight.
Well, he's had 9 hits, 28 at-bats, and 3 of those 9 hits have been out of the ball yard against this outstanding right-hander.
All right, so let's see what happens here. Game 2 about to get underway. Nate McLeod, he did not play on opening day, but in there tonight in left field, and the Oriole leadoff hitter. Nate McLeod, Manny Machado, and Nick Markakis as Hellickson delivers, and McLeod takes a strike on the inside corner.
7-12.
Game getting underway at 7:12, the official starting time. Temperature at Tropicana Field 72, outside 77. McLeod has that changeup. Nate offers at it, gets a piece of it, and fouls it away. So the count 0-2 to McLeod. You heard Buck say that Hellickson will throw that changeup at any time, and he will also throw it against right-hand hitters. So he's got McLeod in a hold at 0-2. And now Hellickson delivers again. And there's the changeup, but he bounces it. Nate took it. 1-2 the count.
And as Buck pointed out, the most difficult thing as a hitter to pick up, you try to pick up a changeup by a slowed down arm action of a pitcher, but his arm action on the changeup the same as he throws his fastball.
Much like James Shields, very much the same way. Next offering is a fastball to kind of back him off the plate for the count 2-2. Hellickson mentioned 25 years of age. And right now, Hellickson in his 3rd full season at the Major League level. 2 years ago, the 2011 season, he was the AL Rookie of the Year. McLeod sends a fly ball to deep center. Racing back is Jennings. He's going to get there, and he's going to make the catch. So 1 gone. McLeod the fly ball out. And now we'll check in with Manny Machado. Remember, Hellickson is a rookie in 2011. His record that year, 13-10. And his earned run average, remember now, it's in the American League and also in the Eastern Division. As a rookie, his earned run average was under 3. That's really good. Jeremy Hellickson, although a losing record last year with a very good ERA. And now there's the bunt. Third base, they're never going to get him if the ball stays fair, but it makes a left-hand turn and then trickles over the foul line where Longoria picks it up. Well, if that ball stays fair, Longoria doesn't even bother to make a throw.
It almost looked like the field was tilted as that ball went down the third base line as it kept rolling toward foul territory.
Once it left that infield turf, it made a dead left-hand turn. So Manny Machado, a good idea. Longoria was backed up at third base, but it'll be a strike. Machado yesterday 1 for 4 and a base on balls on opening day. And he takes a breaking ball for a strike. Caught the inside corner at the knees. It really is amazing about Hellickson, the fact that his ERA last year was so good, and yet he was the only Tampa Bay starter with a losing record by the end of the season. Machado, big swing and a miss. There's that changeup, and Machado goes down on strikes. Well, he does have a great changeup. Manny Machado was just introduced to it.
At 78 miles an hour, you're swinging at a pitch that you're expecting to come in the upper 80s, and it comes at 78.
Actually, Machado did have 3 at-bats against Hellickson last year, so he is now 0 for 4 in his young career against this Tampa Bay right-hander. So now with 2 gone and the base is empty, we'll check in with Nick Markakis. Nick, yesterday 1 for 5. And the pitch on the way to Markakis. Lined up the middle, that's a base hit toward right center. Jennings to his left, cuts it off. He gets it back into the second baseman, Ryan Roberts. So Markakis gets aboard with 2 outs. And now Adam Jones, who had a huge game on opening day, his first at-bat tonight.
Well, Adam, a couple of doubles, and including that double that gave the Orioles a lead they never relinquished on a 2-strike pitch. The Orioles had been 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position, and they gave him their second huge hit.
That was humongous. Now, just about every Oriole hitter in that 7th inning had an 0-2 count. And, boy, they all battled after that, put the ball in play, and some real good things happened after that. So here's Adam Jones, who, as we mentioned, has had pretty good success against Hellickson. And the Tampa Bay right-hander sets and delivers. Jones takes a fastball, low and inside, ball one. Jones, 9 hits in 28 at-bats, including, by the way, 3 home runs against Jeremy Hellickson. Last night, Adam, a couple of RBIs, and scored twice in that game. Now the set. And the 1-0 delivery. Jones takes a breaking ball for a called strike. Breaking ball there, a curveball that time. I heard Buck say that if he's getting the breaking ball over consistently, going to make that changeup even more effective. And, well, for the Orioles, it's going to have to be a low-scoring game if Hellickson gets that breaking ball over as well. 1-1 the count to Mr. Jones. And the pitch on the way. Another breaking ball. Lined right field base hit. Markakis turning second, going for third. Zobrist feeds it back into second base. So Markakis goes to third standing. Good job there by Markakis. Flying off the bat. First to third. So Jones gets aboard. Adam Jones has had 4 hits now in the first 2 games.
Well, here's a guy who hit one almost 400 feet last night with 2 mates aboard to help the Orioles to their 7-4 win. Chris Davis.
Good yesterday, Adam Jones with that 3-hit game, by the way. It is the 3rd time in his career in which he's had 3 hits on opening day. So it's something he's accustomed to, Adam Jones. He's got 1 more tonight. Now here's the big fella, Chris Davis. Right-hander against left-hander. Davis digs in. Hellickson at the belt. And delivers. Davis, look out. Hard breaking ball that almost hit Davis. Almost got him on the back foot. Ball 1.
Well, over last season, late last season and this year, Chris Davis wearing out this Tampa Bay pitching staff. He's homered in 3 of his last 4 games against Tampa Bay. 5 home runs over his last 10. And overall, he's homered in 7 of his last 8, but that's what he does. Hit the long
going back
ball.
to September of last year, when he homered in 6 consecutive games toward the end of the year, Davis takes it low and inside for a ball. They count 2 balls and no strikes. Think about Chris Davis, and what you have to love is that he certainly does not have to get all of it to hit home runs.
Yeah, his strength is amazing. And like he said last night, he let Jake McGee supply a lot of that power that he utilized for that 400-foot home run.
He got a cutter that was very hittable, and he hit it. Now the set again. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball, inside, ball 3. 3-0. So now the plot thickens. If you're Buck Showalter, do you now give Chris Davis the green light on 3-0? And if you're Chris Davis and you do get the green light, and if you get anything other than a fastball, you don't swing. So here it comes. 3-0. Here it is. Fastball hit, foul outside first base. So he did have the green light. He got the fastball, but actually Hellickson threw a pretty good fastball. 3-0. It was down and in, not a pitch to hit. So now 3-1 to Chris Davis. Jeremy Hellickson last year won the Gold Glove, so he's also a very good fielding pitcher. Just in case you're wondering. And now the set again. And the 3-1 pitch. Davis, that time he got the breaking ball, and Davis chased it and fouled it away. So now 3-2. So now I would imagine, I would say, chances are maybe 80-85% that Chris Davis here on 3-2 is going to get the changeup. So let's see what transpires. First and third, nothing game. Top of the first inning. 3-2 to Chris Davis. Hellickson at the belt. And he delivers. Fastball drilled deep left. Backing up, Sean Rodriguez, but he cannot back up enough. Wave it bye-bye. Chris Davis into the seats in left center. A 3-run home run. My goodness. And just like that, the Orioles jump out to a 3-0 lead.
Well, he came in with a fastball. And Davis goes the opposite way, and 2 home runs in 2 games for the Orioles home run king of last year.
Well, he would have had me struck out because I was looking for a changeup. And I'll tell you what, he got the fastball. So I'm sure Hellickson right now is saying I should have thrown him a changeup. But the way that Davis hit that ball, he waited as long as he could and then just flicked at it and hit that thing out.
And we talked about his strength.
Wow. Now Wieters, hitting left-handed, he takes a called strike. So going back to last year, Chris Davis has now homered in 8 of his last 9 games.
Wow. And again, the Orioles with 2 outs produce a rally.
I'll tell you what, that time he waited until that ball got very deep and then, strong enough to hit one out opposite field. And Wieters takes a called strike 2. Goodness gracious. And now the right-hander again delivers, and Wieters, who hit a 2-run home run last night in the first inning, he takes a breaking ball in the dirt. Yeah, Wieters last night, home run, knocked in a couple of runs, went 2 for 3 in that ball game. Also had a couple of walks. There's a swing and a bounder foul off to the right.
Well, they had a note in the Orioles notes prior to the ball game about Matt Wieters loving this place to hit. He's hitting .371 lifetime. There's only one other player in the big leagues, in the American League, that has a better average, and that's Victor Martinez. Martinez hitting over .400, but Wieters has just enjoyed playing here under the dome.
That's 31 games here in this ballpark, and he's hitting .371 in those games. He takes a breaking ball inside for a ball. Of course, he just loves hitting against Tampa Bay.
Oh, yes, he
in
does.
His career.
Yeah.
He's hit almost .350 against the Rays, no matter where he hits against them. The count 2-2 now to Matt Wieters. And the next offering on the way. A breaking ball, he waits on it, grounds it back of the bag at first base. Johnson has it, and he'll take the out himself. Well, that's it. But with 2 outs and the bases empty, Markakis a single, Jones a single, Chris Davis a bomb. So we head to bottom 1. 3-0 Baltimore on the Orioles Radio Network. All right, hello again, baseball fans. Joe Angel with Fred Manfra and mighty Casey Wood. Great to have you aboard on this. Let's see, is it Wednesday or Thursday? It's Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah, Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday night, isn't it?
Right.
Okay. So it's great to have you with us on this Wednesday night.
Tomorrow will be Thursday afternoon baseball.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, great night so far. Wei-Yin Chen is loving it. Tonight, before he ever throws a pitch, he's got himself a 3-0 lead. He'll go to work on Desmond Jennings, and then Sean Rodriguez, and then Ben Zobrist here for Tampa Bay, bottom of the first inning. Manny Machado at third base right now, even with the bag. J.J. Hardy and Brian Roberts up the middle. Chris Davis back at the bag at first. Wei-Yin Chen delivers to Jennings, and he delivers a high fastball for ball 1. Of course, Matt Wieters doing the catching. McLaughlin left, Jones in center, and Markakis in right field. And now the 1-1 pitch. Fastball is upstairs. Check that the 1-0 pitch is upstairs, and the count 2-0 to Desmond Jennings, who had a couple of hits in the ball game yesterday, knocked in a run, scored twice, also had a stolen base. So he had a productive opener. Takes a fastball for a called strike. Meanwhile, Wei-Yin Chen, of course, last year, 12 wins, 11 losses. He does have a losing record, though, against Tampa Bay, even though for the most part he has pitched very well against Tampa Bay. And Jennings fouls it back on the net.
Yeah, he's had the problem. Remember, he gave up the 5 runs in the first game that he ever started against the Rays. Since then, a 1.67 ERA. However, the Orioles have not scored a lot of runs, so he's very thankful for 3 in the first.
Well, since that one bad inning, he's given up 1 run in 18 innings. And now Jennings lines a base hit to left field. McLeod feeds it back in towards second base. Jennings gets aboard. So he's had 3 hits in the first couple of games here. And now we'll take our first look in this series at Sean Rodriguez. Wei-Yin Chen, now 27 years of age. His record last year, mentioned 12 wins, 11 losses. He made 32 starts. Last year, the regular season, Wei-Yin Chen made 12 more starts than any other Orioles starter. So he was out there consistently. And he'll go to first base. Too late. Jennings back in there standing.
And he may have run out of gas late in the season, but then did pick up a victory against the Yankees in the postseason.
He had that little 4-game losing streak in September of last year, but he pitched well against the Yankees in Game 2 in that divisional series. And now delivers to Sean Rodriguez. Double play ball to Hardy. Backhands it on to Roberts. 1, relay, 2. Double play. 6-4-3. Ball hit sharply, but Hardy a backhand. And then the feed to Roberts. And then on to Davis. And just like that, bases are empty. And now here's Ben Zobrist. Looked like Chen threw him a changeup. Looked like he took something off that pitch. It was out away from him. And Sean Rodriguez, on a ball away from him, made the mistake of trying to pull the ball. Then he hit the ball right to JJ for that 6-4-3 double play. So now Zobrist, a switch hitter to hit right-handed, takes a fastball for a call strike.
Well, we talked about Adam Jones' success against Hellickson. This guy's had some success against Wei-Yin Chen. He's a .500 hitter, 7 for 15, including a home run.
And the pitch on the way to Zobrist takes a little breaking ball that's just off the dirt. So it's even up 1 ball and 1 strike. Of course, Wei-Yin Chen, we remember him last year when he came up to make his major league debut. 1-1 delivery is looks like a off-speed pitch upstairs. Maybe not. Maybe a fastball. Think about Wei-Yin Chen. He does change speeds on the fastball. And now the 2-1 delivery. Fastball hit hard. Third base, Machado knocks it down. Picks it up. Guns across. Got him anyway. Side retired. Good job there by Manny. Played that ball at the body. Knocked the ball down and then picked it up and then got his man. So Wei-Yin Chen, despite giving up a leadoff single, faces only 3 men. And at the end of 1, he and the Orioles got a 3-0 lead on the Orioles radio network. And as you may know by now, so visit DentaQuestDental.com to get more information. There go bottom of the second. It'll be Evan Longoria, then Shelly Duncan, and then Yunel Escobar against left-hander Wei-Yin Chen. Orioles season plan representatives are standing by right now to take your call and answer any questions that you might have about the Oriole partial season plans for the upcoming regular season. All kinds of advantages at Camden Yards this year as Longoria digs in and Chen delivers. Longoria bounces it foul outside the coaching box at third base. Call 888-848-BIRD, or you can visit Orioles.com. Orioles season plans available even as we speak. Evan Longoria. Chen's pitch. Fastball just off the outside edge. Now Longoria yesterday 1 for 4. He had a single on his last at bat in the bottom of the 9th inning. So he was on base when the double play ended last night's game, and now he lines a base hit to left field. So for Longoria, his second consecutive hit, going back to that ball game yesterday. Of course, last night, Fred, the defense he played at third base was just, you know what? I'll admit it. It was fun to watch.
Oh, yeah. You know, that's why he's a 2-time Gold Glover. He's just a good, actually better than good all-around player.
Yeah, last night, had it not been for Longoria, the Orioles, I think, might have been in double digits in that run column. And now here's Shelly Duncan. Left-hander Wei-Yin Chen, thanks to a double play ball back in the first inning, he had to throw just 10 pitches. And now the fastball is a called strike to Shelly Duncan. Now Duncan made a pinch hitting appearance in the ballgame last night. He flied to right. Chen to look at first. And the left-hander at the belt. Coming home. Duncan had ideas, but he takes low. Even up 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, Duncan, the last 3 seasons, has spent part of those seasons with the Cleveland Indians, and each of those seasons hit 11 home runs at the big league level, so he's got some pop.
He had a very interesting time toward the end of spring training. Chen's 1-1 pitch. Ground ball hit to third, could be 2. Manny to Roberts. 1 to Davis. 2. And for the Orioles, their second double play in the first 2 innings. This one goes 5-4 to 3. And again, Fred, the ball was hit sharply right to Manny Machado. Once he gloved it, the rest was easy.
Yeah, that was a picture-perfect double play ball right to the third baseman, and then Brian Roberts at second got rid of it quickly, and Shelley Duncan, not a fast runner, an easy double play.
No problema. And now here's Yunel Escobar. Well, that's one good way to minimize the pitch count. Give up a hit, throw a double play ball. Chen has done that twice already in this game, and now there's the changeup and a big swing and a miss. Strike one to Yunel Escobar, who yesterday had the offers. And it was also Escobar who ended the game yesterday when he grounded into a game-ending double play. And now the 0-1 delivery. Fly ball, left center, pretty well hit. Backing up is McLeod, backing up toward the gap, and it's off the fence. He's going to play the bounce. McLeod gets it back in toward third base. Escobar into second base with a stand-up double. Well, if Escobar had been able to pull that ball, he would have had himself a home run. But that time he hit it to the gap in left center, and the park held it.
And it was high off that ball, but well below the yellow line that indicates the home run here at Tropicana Field.
So now here's Ryan Roberts to hit a man aboard and 2 outs. Yep, Tampa Bay's got Ryan Roberts at second base, and the Orioles have Brian Roberts at second base. Roberts, a lot of range out there at second base. So Ryan Roberts, he also played yesterday 1 for 2. Although he began the game on the bench. Roberts, a right-hand hitter. Wei-Yin Chen takes a look at the belt and delivers. Fastball in there for a called strike. Fastball there at about 92, and Chen gets ahead.
Well, Ryan Roberts made his Tampa Bay debut against the Orioles last year at Camden Yards and hit his first Tampa Bay home run. That came against Miguel, who will pitch tomorrow, Miguel Gonzalez.
Don't mention that to Miguel. Ryan Roberts takes low and outside for a ball.
No, he's too pleased what happened the rest of the year to worry about that home run.
That's right. Runner at second base, infield backed up. Orioles ahead 3-0, bottom of the second inning. Ryan Roberts digs in. 1-1 the count. Chen from the belt. He delivers. Roberts takes outside, ball 2. The count 2-1. On the SK scoreboard, the Red Sox lead the Yankees 1-0 in New York, with the Red Sox hitting in the top of the second inning. Robbie Cano is the Yankees' second baseman in that game. Chen sets and delivers now to Ryan Roberts, who sends a pop-up foul off the bag at first base toward the lower deck and out of the reach of Chris Davis. So now 2-2 to Ryan Roberts. By the way, Fred, I want to make an announcement.
Yeah.
Earlier today, I got myself a new agent.
Uh-oh.
I did.
You did?
I did.
So, Scott Boras?
No.
Who could it be then?
I signed with Beyonce.
Oh, so she and Jay-Z are doing it now.
That's it, yeah. But Beyonce is going to negotiate for me.
Oh, okay. All she has to do is smile and you get what you want.
I give her 60%. Whatever she wants. Roberts, comebacker. Chen spears it. And then out Davis to retire the side. So Roberts has retired 1-3. And the Rays leave a runner at second base. End of 2, 3-0 Baltimore on the Orioles Radio Network.
Progress.
Back at Tropicana Field. Here we go. Inning number 3. The Orioles right now with a 3-0 early advantage. Chris Davis with that 3-run home run back in the top of the first inning. So here come the Orioles again, top of the order against Jeremy Hellickson, and with the play-by-play, ladies and gentlemen, the these days not so big boy. Let's get right to Fred Manfred.
Oh, thank you for the kind words.
Yes, sir.
Here's Nate McLeod. Thank you, Joe. Nate McLeod, the fly ball to center field, his first look at Jeremy Hellickson tonight, and the pitch to the left-handed batter, breaking ball strike. Of course, Nate McLeod, late last season, was the Orioles' leadoff hitter and did a very nice job in that role. Had a .342 on-base percentage as the Orioles' leadoff hitter. Right-handed pitcher, that's why he's in the lineup tonight. And here's a soft two-hopper to the shortstop, Escobar, who's shading toward the bag at second base, deep on the infield grass. He picks it up, throws to first. 0 for 2 is Nate. Manny Machado, a swinging strikeout, one of the 2 strikeouts for Hellickson tonight. Well, the Orioles this young season have scored 10 runs, all 10 coming with 2 out. And 6 of the 10 runs thanks to 2 3-run home runs off the bat of Chris Davis. He went deep last night with 2 mates aboard, likewise tonight in the first inning, thus the Orioles 3-0 lead. Manny Machado 1 for 4 last night, and the pitch to Manny is in the dirt, ball 1. Machado has had 4 at-bats now in his career against Jeremy Hellickson, and he is looking for his first hit against this young right-hander from Iowa. Machado cocks the bat by the right ear. And Hellickson on the way with his delivery to Manny, and the third baseman takes it below the knees. 2 balls and no strikes. Hellickson on Monday will celebrate his 26th birthday. Hellickson last year, 10 wins, 11 losses, a winning career record, and the pitch to Machado, chopped toward short, charging is Escobar. He fields, taps the glove, throws off balance, and he gets Manny. So Yunel Escobar has handled both outs here in the top of the third, and now Nick Markakis, who started the Oriole 3-run, 2-out rally back in the first inning with a base hit, will stand in. Nick last night had a key hit as the Orioles rallied in the 7th inning against Jake McGee. McGee giving up 5 runs to the Orioles, turning the game around in favor of the Orioles. McGee prior to that had never given up more than 3 runs in an inning. So Markakis, left-handed batter, Hellickson's pitch, a strike at the knees. Nick now 7 for 26 with a couple of home runs against Hellickson. Last year, Hellickson broke out of the gate quickly, went 3-0. In fact, at one point had a 4-0 record for the Tampa Bay Rays, and then the runs stopped coming for the young right-hander. And here's the pitch to Nick, skies it, center field. Jennings moving to his right and back a bit. Waits, clutches it with 2 hands. Second consecutive 1-2-3 inning now, 7 in a row, retired by Hellickson. We go to the bottom of the third at the Trop. Orioles 3, Tampa Bay nothing on the Orioles radio network. Hey, here's a chance for you to have some fun tomorrow. Join fellow Oriole fans tomorrow at Power Plant Live in downtown Baltimore for an Operation Orange Orioles happy hour from 5 until 7. Join former Orioles outfielder Joe Orsulak and the Oriole Bird as you get ready for Friday's home opener against the Minnesota Twins. Plus, enjoy games, giveaways, and more. Stop by Power Plant Live early to catch the Orioles and the Rays wrap up their opening series. We'll be on the air about 2:40 tomorrow for a 3:10 first pitch. For complete rally details, visit Orioles.com/Operation Orange. 3-0 Orioles, bottom of the third. Jose Lobaton, switch hitting catcher for the Tampa Bay Rays, will step in. We see him for the first time this season, pitch high and away. Last night, it was the veteran behind the plate, Jose Molina. Molina went 0 for 3. Lobaton, like Molina, a very light hitter, and here's a bouncing ball, third base side foul. A ball and a strike. Lobaton began his professional career in the San Diego organization and claimed on waivers by the Tampa Bay Rays back in 2009. But this has been a sore spot for Tampa Bay, getting some offensive production out of their backstops. Neither Molina nor Lobaton very, well, let's just say their bats are not very charged. And here's a little looper, shallow right center field that's going to drop in for a base hit. A leadoff single. That is the 3rd consecutive inning that Tampa Bay has had a leadoff single. Desmond Jennings started the ball game for the Rays, singling, but then hit into a double play. Evan Longoria started the 2nd inning with a base hit. Shelley Duncan hit into a double play. And now Jose Lobaton, with the 4th hit of the night for Tampa Bay, singles to right center field, and that brings up Kelly Johnson. Kelly Johnson last night was the designated hitter for Joe Madden. Tonight he's playing first base. He can also play some outfield. And the Orioles have the shift on with Manny Machado in shallow right field. The left-hander, Wei-Yin Chen, ready to deal to the left-handed bat. And here's a high fly ball, center field, drifting to his right is Adam Jones. Adam with the one-handed grab. Lobaton midway between first and second, retreats to the bag at first. One gone. One out, a runner at first, and now Desmond Jennings, who has had 3 hits this young season, 3 for 5. Desmond Jennings this year a lot more selective at the plate than he was in his first year in the big leagues last year. Seeing a lot more pitches. He had a tremendous spring training. Desmond Jennings hit .344 this spring. And right now he is 3 for 5 to start the campaign. The pitch of the young outfielder bounced foul, wide of the third base coach, Tom Foley. So 1 strike to Jennings. Jennings last year in left field, B.J. Upton, the center fielder for the Tampa Bay Rays. Of course, now Upton has joined his brother with the Atlanta Braves. And Desmond Jennings, who is now the center fielder for Joe Madden. 3-0 Orioles. 1 gone, a runner on for the Rays, bottom of the third. Wei-Yin Chen, the left-hander from Taiwan, misses outside. Came in soft, and the pitch missed outside. Tried that off-speed breaking ball that did not work its way to the back door of the plate, and a count 1 ball and 1 strike.
I think Chen thought he had the corner, and he gave that umpire a second look.
Bob Davidson calling the balls and strikes. Balk a day, Bob. Chen works from the extreme first base side of the slab. The left-hander sets, delivers, and Jennings takes it high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. So the off-speed pitch hung high, but fortunately not over the plate to Desmond Jennings, and it was outside. 2-1. Rodriguez on deck. Wei-Yin Chen last year 12-11 in his first year in the major leagues after pitching in Japanese professional ball. Jennings hits a ground ball to short. Could be the third Orioles double play of the game. Hardy to Roberts. On to first base. Indeed. A double play in each inning so far through the first 3 innings for the Orioles. This one went to Hardy, to Roberts, on to Davis. We go to the 4th inning as that double play ball is working nicely for Wei-Yin Chen. It's the Orioles 3, Tampa Bay nothing on the Orioles Radio Network. Hey, before we move to the 4th inning here at Tropicana Field, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Orioles Radio Network. Welcome back to St. Petersburg. Second game of the season. The Orioles have a 3-0 lead as we go to the 4th inning. The cleanup hitter, Adam Jones, followed by Chris Davis and then Matt Wieters to go against Jeremy Hellickson. Adam singled his 4th hit in this very, very young season. Back in the 1st inning, after Markakis had singled, Jones singled, and then Chris Davis did what he does, hit a home run. And the Orioles thus the 3-0 lead. Adam Jones is 4 for 6 with a couple of runs knocked in. Had a huge hit in last night's ball game. Jones takes the first delivery from Jeremy Hellickson inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Jeremy Hellickson in his career, 27 victories, 21 losses, and an unbelievable 3.06 ERA. Young right-hander from Iowa, from Des Moines, Iowa, and the 1-0 delivery. Jones will take a fastball strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Of course, Jones, in his career against Tampa Bay, has had good power numbers against Tampa Bay. 10 career home runs, 33 runs knocked in for the Orioles all-star Gold Glove center fielder. And now here's Jones bouncing it foul behind Oriole third base coach Bobby Dickerson. Hope you had a chance to listen to the Orioles warm-up today to get to know Bobby Dickerson, a young man from Louisiana, now the Oriole third base coach, as DeMarlo Hale is the bench coach up in Toronto. And Bobby Dickerson, a 20-year veteran of minor league ball as a manager, coach, and an instructor in the Oriole organization. The 1-2 pitch to Adam, and Jones will sweep it towards shortstop. Escobar, who's handled 3 now of the last 4 outs, throws to first base, and that is out number 1 here in the top of the 4th inning. But Bobby Dickerson, for several seasons, the Oriole infield instructor in the minor leagues, worked closely with Manny Machado and has really helped him make that transition from the minor league shortstop to an outstanding young third baseman and has worked this spring with Chris Davis at first base. And we've seen some outstanding plays from Davis with that glove at first base. And speaking of Davis, here he is. Davis has had 2 hits, and here's another drive deep to right field. It is going to be off the warning track, then off the base of the wall. Davis headed to second. The Zobrist throw coming into second base. Davis is in with a head-first slide, a double for Chris Davis. Chris Davis laced the first pitch. Short hopped the warning track, then off the wall, played perfectly by Ben Zobrist. Davis had made the commitment to go to second base and then went steaming into second head first for the 2-bagger. So all 3 of the hits for Chris Davis to start this campaign, extra bases, 2 home runs, and now a 2-bagger. And Matt Wieters comes up with that runner at second base. Boy, Chris Davis starting off like a house of fire. And, of course, last year, Tampa Bay Rays felt that maybe Davis missed the bag as he made the turn at first base, threw over there, but first base umpire Jim Reynolds said no. He made contact with the bag as he went toward second.
That big boy can run, can't he?
Yeah.
He turned it on nicely. I tell you what, the Rays defensively did everything perfect, and they still couldn't get him.
And now here's Matt Wieters. Matt Wieters started the game last night with a big 2-run home run in the first inning, went 2 for 3. Wieters also had that unbelievable at bat against David Price. 13 pitches before drawing a walk. Previous most 10 pitch at bat against Justin Verlander back in 2009. But the Orioles did a very good job working up that pitch count against the Cy Young winner. Here's a ground ball to first, played by the first baseman Kelly Johnson. He faked the throw to third and then went to the bag to get Wieters. Moving to third base with 2 down now is Chris Davis.
Well, there's no question. The guys that really paid the price for that 13 pitch at bat were Manny Machado and Adam Jones. They were on base during that 13 pitch at bat, and they were running almost every pitch.
Buck told you, though, he did give him 1 pitch breather.
One pitch off.
Yeah.
But by that 13th pitch, they were both kind of stepping on their tongues.
Yeah.
But Wieters said he was getting tired.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sure David Price was getting frustrated. Here's J.J. Hardy, a ground out to third, his first at bat. Longoria close to the line at third base, and J.J. takes a breaking ball down and away for ball 1. This 4th inning, by the way, remember to stop by one of ABC Equipment Rentals' 3 locations in Catonsville, Columbia, and Towson. Their huge inventory makes your job easier. Hardy with a 1-ball count. Right-handed batter, right-handed pitcher, and the pitch to J.J. Chops slowly toward third. Longoria will charge. The barehanded pickup, off-balance throw. They get him by a half step. Nice play again by Evan Longoria, who's putting on a highlight reel at third base in the first 2 games of the season. He had 1 play. That was to barehanded, then get enough on the throw with the off-balance throw. He did, and the Orioles will leave a runner at third base. We move on to the bottom of the 4th here at the Trop. Orioles 3, Tampa Bay nothing on the Orioles radio network. Chris Davis, another 3-run home run, is second in as many games, and that's the difference in this one as we go to the 5th inning. Orioles 3, Tampa Bay nothing. As we go to inning number 5, here's Joe Angel.
Big boy, thank you. Bottom of the order, Reimold leads off. Reimold, and then Brian Roberts, and then the top of the order, Nate McLeod against right-hander Jeremy Hellickson. Orioles 3 runs on 4 hits. Tampa Bay, no runs on 4 hits. 3 double play balls they've hit into, and Reimold takes a high fastball. Now, Nolan, his first time up, became a strikeout victim, so he's 0 for 1. Yesterday had 2 hits. Hellickson with the 1-0 pitch. And Reimold takes it down below the knees, just off the dirt. With a count 2 balls and no strikes. Now the SK scoreboard. That's the Yankees now at home against the Red Sox. And the Red Sox lead that ball game 2-0 in the 3rd inning at Yankee Stadium. Reimold off the hands, little one-hopper to the second baseman. There's Ryan Roberts. He'll go to first to get Reimold, who's retired 4-3. And now here's Brian Roberts to hit with 1 out, and the base is empty here. Of course, the headline in that Yankee-Boston game is the fact that Yankee starting pitcher Hiroki Kuroda had to leave that game. We saw him on our television monitor. Had to leave the game with the Yankee trainer. He took a line drive off his right hand and had to leave the game. Brian Roberts takes a call strike.
Because he had difficulty gripping the baseball after being hit on that right hand.
Once he got hit, he hit a couple of batters. And ultimately they had to take him out of the game. And, of course, the Yankees, you talk about injuries, my goodness. Roberts takes lone inside a ball. Even up 1 ball and 1 strike. Already without A-Rod and Derek Jeter and Curtis Granderson and Mark Teixeira, for crying out loud. And now they lose one of their best starting pitchers. For how long, we have no idea. There's a bounder foul just outside the bag at first. So Brian Roberts up to now 1 ball and 2 strikes. The other headline on the SK scoreboard is that the Houston Astros were beaten again today by the Texas Rangers. And the Astros, of course, everyone has predicted at least 100 losses, maybe 110. Although they did win on opening day against the Rangers, Roberts takes inside. But since that victory on opening day against Texas, the Astros have lost 2 in a row, and in the first 3 games, they have been struck out 43 times in the first 3 games. Wow. That, by the way, is a Major League record already. Ground ball to shortstop. Escobar scoops it up onto first, and Roberts is retired 6-3.
And, of course, Yu Darvish last night handcuffed him, almost had a no-hitter in that ball game.
He had a perfect game for 8 2/3 innings. He came within 1 out, throwing a perfect game against the Astros, who, by the way, had not scored a run in now something like the last 20 innings ever since they won that game on opening day against Texas. So the Astros are off to a predictable start. Now here's Nate McLeod. 2 outs, bases empty in the 5th. 3-0 Baltimore, and McLeod takes 2 low, ball 1.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a long season for a couple of guys who are very familiar with Baltimore, Washington baseball fans. Bo Porter, former Nats coach, the manager, and Dave Tremblay, former Orioles skipper, the third base coach.
Oh, yeah. McLeod ground ball hit hard. Ryan Roberts out there at second base, and Ryan Roberts on to first base to get the out, and Jeremy Hellickson, a 1-2-3, 3 ground ball outs in the 5th. So he heads to the bottom of the 5th. Still 3-0 Orioles here on the Orioles Radio Network. All right, fans, now remember to fill up your gas tanks at Highs. You do that 5 times, and you'll get 2 free Oriole tickets. Simple as that. 5 fill-ups at Highs. At your local Highs, it'll get you 2 free Oriole tickets. So visit a Highs store or highs.com/free tickets for details. All right, here's Shelly Duncan against left-hander Wei-In Chen as we go to work now in the bottom of the 5th inning. 3-0 Baltimore. Duncan and then Escobar and then Ryan Roberts against Wei-In Chen. And the left-hander ready and delivers. Shelly Duncan takes low, a little breaking pitch there, ball 1. Duncan, his first time up, a double play ball he hit into. Of course, so far tonight, just about every Ray has grounded into a double play, it seems like. Here comes the pitch. Pop up here toward the lower deck behind that first base dugout, and that will be a souvenir. In the first inning, the Rays got the leadoff man on base, but then Sean Rodriguez grounded into a double play. In the second inning, Longoria a single to get on base, the leadoff hitter, but then Duncan grounded into a double play. In the third, Lobaton, the leadoff hitter, singled, but then Jennings grounded into a double play. And that's that. Fastball just missing inside. In the fourth inning, Chen got a 1-2-3 with 2 strikeouts. Meanwhile, his counterpart tonight, Jeremy Hellickson, the only mistake he's made was back in the first inning. There's a changeup and a big swing and a miss by Duncan with a count 2-2. Hellickson back in the first inning gave up a 3-run home run to Chris Davis. But since giving up that home run, he's allowed just 1 base runner, for crying out loud. So he's certainly settled down. Good ball game. Orioles ahead 3-0. Duncan digs in 2-2. Chen delivers. Duncan slaps it foul. A very protective kind of a swing. It stays at 2-2. Manny Machado at third base, backed up. J.J. Hardy, Brian Roberts, very deep up the middle. Chris Davis, well and back at the bag at first and well over toward the hole. Matt Wieters, the catcher. McLeod, Jones, and Markakis in the outfield left to right. Fastball gets him looking. Strike 3 called. Snuck it right past him. And Wei-Yin Chen, his third strikeout in this game, and they've all come consecutively in the last 2 innings.
That's been the numbers 3, 4, and 5 hitter in the lineup for Joe Madden to strike out.
Yeah, very impressive. All right, here's Escobar. Escobar, right-hand hitter. Now Machado, shallow at third base. Right now, just about even with that bag at third. Brian Roberts at second base on the edge of the outfield turf. And there's a fastball up and away to Escobar. Now, Escobar, his first time up tonight, almost hit a home run. He drove it high off the fence, deep in left center. Went for a double. And now the 1-0 delivery. Escobar swings and misses. And there's that changeup. We talked about Hellickson's changeup, but I'll tell you what, Wei-Yin Chen, he's got a pretty good changeup himself.
Yeah, Rick Adair last year, remember, was working on that changeup with Wei-Yin, and he has polished it up nicely.
And now the 1-1 delivery. There's the fastball upstairs. Escobar with a check swing. On the SK scoreboard in the third now, Boston 3-0. They lead the Yankees in New York. There's a swing and a foul ball back out of play. At the end of the fourth inning, Pittsburgh leads the Cubs 2-0. In the fourth inning, Indians won, the Blue Jays won. The Indians beat the Blue Jays yesterday in their opener. Here comes the pitch. Little breaking ball too low to Escobar. So now 3-2 the count. Yeah, the Blue Jays yesterday lost the opener, and that was a game in which they had a total of 4 hits in that game. That's much talked about new potent lineup with the Blue Jays. Ground ball hit to short. J.J. Hardy to his left. He's got it. Guns across. Out number 2 in the fifth inning. Escobar retired 6-3.
And I don't think J.P. Arancibia wants to hear about a knuckleball. He had a difficult time handling that R.A. Dickey butterfly pitch.
He had like 4 passed balls. And it's quite likely that R.A. Dickey from now on is going to get a personal catcher. Maybe Henry Blanco will catch every 5th day. Or they might go to the minor leagues and bring up Josh Toll, very young, very good defensive catcher. And now Ryan Roberts, he takes his strike on the outside corner. But it was good to see Terry Francona yesterday, the new Indians manager, get off to a 1-0 start. Here comes the 0-1 delivery. Check swing, did it go? They appeal, and they do not get the call at first base. So Ryan Roberts, even up 1 ball and 1 strike.
I know in Cleveland they have great hopes for this team this year. They've added a lot of players like Mark Reynolds and, of course, with the new skipper.
Well, they won yesterday. Tonight they go with Ubaldo Jimenez, the one-time Colorado Rocky. Next pitch is low. And Jimenez is trying to turn his career around. Remember with the Rockies, he was outstanding that 1 year. He has struggled since. I think last year Jimenez lost 17 games. So tonight makes his first start for the Indians. Line drive over J.J. Hardy, and that's a base hit out toward left center. Up with the ball is McLeod, who gets it back into second base. So the 2 outs, Ryan Roberts gets aboard, and now we'll check in with the Rays catcher, Jose Lobaton.
That looked like the off-speed pitch, but it was up and over the plate, and that's why Ryan Roberts was able to hit that ball out in shallow center field.
Another score, the Washington Nationals, behind Gio Gonzalez, have taken a 1-0 lead in their game against Miami. In fact, Gio Gonzalez hit a home run in that game for himself. How about that? Throw to first, too late. Later tonight, San Francisco is at the Dodgers again in their second game. Their third game, I should say. They have split the first 2 games at Dodger Stadium. And tonight the Giants have Lincecum making his first start. Big year for him. Throw to first again, too late. In fact, it's Lincecum against Josh Beckett in that game. That'll be fun to watch. Beckett is also on the comeback trail, if you will.
You know, Lincecum did not have a very good spring training, so it'll be interesting to see how he comes out of the gate.
Well, Lincecum last year, 10-15, but then in the postseason, out of the bullpen, he was phenomenal. Pitch on the way to Lobaton, big swing and a miss, late on a fastball. Was 0-1 to Jose Lobaton. I think Lincecum last year in the postseason, like 13 innings in relief in the postseason, had like 17 strikeouts. So he looked like the Lincecum that won 2 Cy Youngs. But now he's back in the starting rotation. Big start for him tonight. Pitch on the way to Lobaton, swings late again, fouled it back on the net.
Still very odd to see Tim Lincecum with a normal haircut, not the flowing locks.
Well, now he looks like he did when he first broke in.
Yeah. Still looks like a little kid.
Looks like a paper boy.
Yeah.
You know, his nickname is the Freak, but that can't be the case any longer.
No.
He looks normal now. Chen, he'll go to first again, too late. Joe Angel, Fred Manfred, mighty Casey Willett, Tropicana Field, baseball indoors, game 2 in the regular season. Right now the Orioles ahead 3-0 on a first inning. Chris Davis, 3-run jack, as some like to call it. And now Chen with the 0-2 pitch. Lobaton takes a high fastball. 1-2 now to the Tampa Bay catcher. Well, already we've seen some great things early in the regular season. After just a couple of games, we've seen Bryce Harper hit 2 home runs on his first 2 at-bats this year. Amazing. There comes the pitch. Lobaton, swing and a miss. Struck him out. And he got him with a little breaking ball to get that strikeout. So left-hander Wei Yin Chen now with 4 strikeouts in his last 2 innings. The Rays leave a man. And at the end of 5, it is still 3-0 Baltimore on the Orioles Radio Network.
Like so many.
All right, fans, a reminder again about the Junior Oriole Dugout Club. It's for all your kids who are 14 and under. And what you get is tickets to 10 games. You get a club hat, a membership card. You get a backpack and much, much more for only $20. To find out more about the Junior Oriole Dugout Club, all you do is get on the phone, call 888-848-BIRD, 888-848-BIRD, or visit Orioles.com/Dugout Club. Well, the Orioles ahead 3-0. It's been that way since the first inning. And here we go into the 6th inning. And back with the play-by-play. Let's get back to Fred Manfred.
Well, thanks a lot, Joan. It was a 3-run home run off the bat of Chris Davis that provided those 3 runs. And here's Manny Machado, who's 0 for 2 against Hellickson. And the Orioles' young third baseman takes it low. Manny has struck out and grounded out. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Orioles. No runs, 5 hits against Wei Yin Chen for Tampa Bay. Hellickson will deal righty to righty, and the delivery to Manny, swing and a miss at the a swing and a foul at the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike to Machado. And tomorrow the Orioles wrap up their first series of the season. 3:10 first pitch, and Miguel Gonzalez, who will be our guest on Orioles warm-up tomorrow, will be the pitcher before the Orioles head home to open up the season, the home season, Friday. Pitch in the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike. For the Tampa Bay Rays tomorrow, remember the name Fausto Carmona, who at one time was a very effective pitcher for the Cleveland Indians. Great sinking fastball. Well, his name now is Roberto Hernandez, and he will work for the Tampa Bay Rays tomorrow. The 2-1 offering to Manny, and Machado on that changeup just waves weakly through it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. When the Orioles open up against the Minnesota Twins Friday at 3:05 at the Yards, it'll be Jake Arrieta for the Birds and Liam Hendricks on the hill for the Minnesota Twins. Manny Machado with a very weak swing, but a base hit as it goes off the end of the bat, rolling slowly into the bullpen area of the Tampa Bay Rays. Up with it is Zobrist, and streaking to second base with a leadoff 2-bagger is Manny Machado. He did not have a very good swing, didn't make very good contact off the very top of the bat as he got a changeup and was way out in front, but managed to hit it just inside that foul line down the right field side. And Manny is the first Oriole base runner since the 1-out double in the 4th inning off the bat of Chris Davis. So the Orioles get their leadoff man at second base in scoring position. And here's Nick Markakis. Markakis in the first inning with 2 down started the Orioles on their way to 3 runs with a base hit. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Machado at second base, nobody down. Markakis awaits the delivery from Jeremy Hellickson, and the pitch to Nick, fastball strike, outside corner. Markakis has had 27 career at-bats against Jeremy with 7 hits, including a couple of home runs. The Orioles now have evened the hit column at 5 with Tampa Bay, but they lead it 3-0 here in the 6th. Machado from second base. And the pitch on the way to Markakis. Again, the fastball misses outside. A ball and a strike. Saturday night at the Yards, coming off the disabled list, Chris Tillman to make the start. Vance Worley will go to work for Minnesota. And then Sunday afternoon, Jason Hamill and Cole DeVries. Orioles 3-0. We'd love to get a base hit here, possibly take the 4-0 lead. Nobody down. Machado doubling down the right field line to start the inning. And now Nick Markakis awaits the 1-1 pitch from Jeremy Hellickson. He looks back at the runner, delivers to Nick, and Markakis. Fly ball right center field. On the run is Zobrist, also Jennings. The center fielder Jennings makes the grab, tagging from second, headed to third is Machado. So with 1 down, the Orioles will have that 4th run 90 feet away. So Markakis into right center field to get that runner to third base. And now Adam Jones, a base hit, his first at bat, will step in. Well, I hope everybody took advantage of this great offer from Papa John's. Yesterday, the Orioles scored 7 runs. And remember, the day after the Orioles win and score 5 or more runs, Papa John's is offering you 50% off regular menu price when ordering online. Enter promo code Orioles5 on papajohns.com. Adam Jones. 4 hits in 7 at-bats this young season. The infield in for Tampa Bay. Machado at third. The pitch to Adam, and he takes a strike at the knees, inner portion. After the single in the first inning, he grounded out to shortstop to start the 4th inning for the Orioles. Adam Jones, a big double to drive in 2 runs last night. Has a chance here to add to the Oriole 3-run total with Machado at third base and 1 out. Any number of ways he can get him in. The pitch to Jones. Hard shot to the diving shortstop. Up with the ball is Yunel Escobar, throws to first. Well, the infield was in. The ball hit pretty hard, but Escobar, diving toward his glove side left, came up with it and fires to first. 2 gone. Still the runner at third base. Now Matt Wieters. Check that. Chris Davis will step in. Davis 2 for 2. 2 extra base hits. The 3-run home run of the first, and then he laced the double on the first pitch he saw in the 4th inning, pulled it to right field. His home run with Markakis and Jones aboard in the first inning went the opposite way. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Machado at third base, 2 gone. And the delivery to Davis, high foul out of play off to the left side. 0-1 to Chris. Now Davis, going back to September 1st of last year, has now hit 12 home runs. Among the leaders in the American League in that category. Against Jeremy Hellickson, he is now 7 for 17. Hitting his first home run against the youngster tonight. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter, and the delivery is a breaking ball for a strike. 0-2. Last night, Davis in the 7th inning when the Orioles scored 5 times against hard-throwing left-hander Jake McGee, went after the first pitch and bombed a 3-run home run in that 7th inning. Davis with a 2 strikeout. Machado at third base, 2 down. 3-0 Orioles here in the 6th. And the pitch to Chris, fastball up and in. It was chest high, and Davis has to kind of bend back out of the way. On the SK out-of-town scoreboard in the Bronx, the Red Sox, with a 4-run top of the 3rd, lead the Yankees 6-0 as New York bats in the bottom of inning number 3. Kuroda out of the ballgame. Cody Epley replaced Kuroda. The 1-2 pitch to Davis, another fastball up and in, missing the strike zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Earlier today on the SK out of town scoreboard, Chicago improves to 2-0, beating Kansas City now 0-2, 5-2. Peavy the winner, Santana the loser, and Texas blanked Houston 4-0. Detroit, with Minnesota scoring twice in the bottom of the ninth, lost to the Twins in Minnesota 3-2. Hellickson was ready to deal and then steps off the rubber. Over in the National League, the Washington Nationals with Gio Gonzalez homering in the bottom of the 5th inning have a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 6th against Miami. 2-2 pitch to Davis with a runner at third and 2 down, and Chris lines it into right field, a base hit. He has driven in all 4 runs tonight for the Orioles. 7 runs knocked in 2 games, coming in to score from third base Machado, and the Orioles now lead it 4-0. Chris Davis is on fire. He has singled to drive in this run. He has also doubled and hit a 3-run home run tonight. Wow. Davis with a big 2-out hit, and again the Orioles score with 2 down. All 11 of their runs have come with 2 outs so far this young season. Matt Wieters will step in. Twice he has grounded out to the first baseman. And the delivery to Matt, swing and a foul. 0-1. Well, Chris Davis, primed and ready for a huge 2013. Outstanding year last year for the Orioles. Led the ball club with his 33 home runs and 85 knocked in. And continues to just enjoy hitting against Tampa Bay pitching. Hellickson, hands together at the belt. And the delivery on the way to Matt Wieters, swing and a miss at a fastball. 2 strikes to Matt Wieters. Jeremy Hellickson giving up 3 runs on the Davis home run in the first. Now Davis with 2 out, and Machado at third base singles beyond the shift into right field to give the Orioles their 4-0 advantage. 6 hits so far today for the Orioles. 3 of them belong to Chris Davis. The 2-strike delivery with 2 down and the runner at first, missing inside as Matt Wieters has to move back out of the way of that delivery. Also on the SK out of town scoreboard, the Pittsburgh Pirates hosting the Chicago Cubs tonight. They lead at 2-0 in the top of inning number 6. Now they go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Atlanta's taken a 4-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th at home against the Phils. Here's a little fly ball center field. Coming in is Desmond Jennings, and he will get there to make the grab for the final out. But a leadoff double by Machado. He went to third on the fly ball off the bat of Nick Markakis. And then with 2 down, Chris Davis, another ribby, his 4th of the night. A single to drive in Machado. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Orioles 4, Tampa Bay nothing on the Orioles Radio Network. As the Orioles host the Twins Saturday night, April 6th, Sunday afternoon, April 7th. Celebrate your first weekend back in the ballpark as you enjoy the sights, the sounds, and, of course, the tastes of Utah Street. Welcome the O's back after a thrilling 2012 campaign. For tickets to opening weekend, call 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com. And don't forget the trio on the hill for the Orioles, Arrieta, Tillman, and then Hamill. Kelly Johnson, the 9th place hitter, left-handed batter, former member of the Toronto Blue Jays. And the Arizona Diamondbacks will lead off against Wei-Yin Chen. Chen is not allowed a run. He's given up 5 hits. He has struck out 4. Been helped out by 3 double plays, 1 each in the first 3 innings. Breaking ball, strike 1 to Kelly Johnson, who had a fly ball to center fielder Adam Jones, his only at bat. Johnson, a lefty swinger. The left-hander Chen to Kelly Johnson. Over the plate but low, a ball and a strike. Kelly Johnson getting his first at-bats ever against Wei-Yin Chen. And the Chen delivery on the way to Johnson. Breaking ball down and away, 2-1. Well, 3:10 first pitch tomorrow afternoon, and then after the ball game, the Orioles will head to Baltimore to get ready for opening day Friday. Fastball strike on the inside corner. Things even up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Always a great opening day at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. The Orioles have that shift on for Johnson with Machado, the third baseman, in shallow right field. Fastball upstairs. We go full 3-2 now to Kelly Johnson. Wei-Yin Chen, so far, has not walked a batter. The 3-2 pitch, right back to Chen. The left-hander on that third base side of the pitcher's mound fields the bouncing ball and throws to first. One gone. Johnson 0 for 2. Now Desmond Jennings, who has singled and hit into one of the 3 double plays turned by the Orioles tonight, will step in. And the Orioles will not be home very long. They have the games Friday afternoon, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon. Then they're off to help the Boston Red Sox with their home opener. Orioles will have 3 games over 4 days in Boston and then move to Yankee Stadium in the Bronx to face that New York ball club that's struggling through injury. Pitch outside, ball 1 to Desmond Jennings. Chen's delivery to the right-handed batting center fielder, over the plate but low, 2-0. Desmond Jennings is the first to admit that last year's first in the big leagues, he was swinging at too many pitches early in counts and not working the at-bat. He lines it down the left field line, a base hit going toward the base of the wall. Jennings, who can fly, rounds first. The ball mishandled briefly by left fielder Nate McLeod, but Jennings has a stand-up 2-bagger, his 4th hit of the season. Jennings last night a double and a single. And so far, a double and a single tonight. And that's the 1-out hit for Tampa Bay. Sean Rodriguez has hit into a double play and grounded out to Brian Roberts at second base. Right-handed batting left fielder. Jennings from second base. 1 out. 4-0 Orioles. All 4 runs driven in tonight by Chris Davis. A 3-run home run and an RBI single. Chen sets. Wei-Yin about to deliver as Brian Roberts sneaks to the bag at second base. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. 0-1 to Rodriguez. Rodriguez 0 for 9 now in his career against Wei-Yin. Rodriguez last year a .213 batting average, 6 home runs, 32 knocked in. At one time, very much a star in the minor league system for the Angels. The 0-1 delivery to Rodriguez inside. A ball on a strike. Jennings, his 1-out double, stands off the bag at second base with a lead. Wei-Yin Chen will set at the belt. Now delivers to Rodriguez, who shows bunt, pulls back. Manny Machado well back at third base as soon as he saw the squaring motion of Rodriguez, came charging in, but Rodriguez took it down and in for ball 2. Four nothing Orioles, but a runner at second base for Tampa Bay here with 1 out in the 6th. And the pitch on the way to the right-handed bat. Strike at the knees. Rodriguez does not like the call by Bob Davidson. Things even at 2-2. Wei-Yin Chen has now thrown 78 pitches in the ball game, 79 through 6 for Jeremy Hellickson. 1 out, a runner at second base, bottom of the 6th inning here at the Trop. Chen on the way to Rodriguez, just missing toward the inner portion at the knees. We go full, 3 balls, 2 strikes, second full count of the inning. He went 3-2 before retiring Kelly Johnson on the comebacker to start the inning. Then gave up the 2-0 pitch double down the left field side to Jennings. Now 3-2 to Sean Rodriguez. 3-2 pitch on the way, and Rodriguez with the fastball fouls it straight back. Fastball at 91 from Wei-Yin Chen. Now Roy Halladay, we talked about the Phillies and the struggles Halladay had in spring training. 95 pitches for the former Cy Young winner through 3 1/3 tonight for Philadelphia. 3-2 pitch to Rodriguez, and Rodriguez pops it up. Foul ground, first base side. Davis down off the bag at first. He is there and he makes the grab. Midway between the dugout and the foul line, first base side. Halfway up. 2 gone. So the 3-2 pitch popped up by Rodriguez. Now Ben Zobrist, who is 0 for 2 today after 2 hits in last night's ball game, will step in. And we see Luis Ayala beginning to warm in the Oriole bullpen. Pitch count now at 81 for Wei-Yin Chen, and Matt Wieters will go out to pay a visit to his left-hander. Of course, last night, another outstanding night for the Oriole bullpen, and here comes Rick Adair as the Orioles slowing things down here to allow Ayala the opportunity to warm it. Last night, we saw Patton, O'Day, and of course Jim Johnson picking up the save in last night's ball game. And just as the Tampa Bay bullpen key to their success last year, that was the key to the Orioles' success last season. Well, Rick has had his talk with Wei-Yin Chen. And now we'll head back to the Oriole third base side dugout here at Tropicana Field. Then Zobrist will hit from that right side against the southpaw. Zobrist a switch hitter. Zobrist homered last night to get the Rays on the board. Cut the lead in half at the time to 2-1. Chen sets. Jennings at second base, 2 gone. And the pitch on the way to Zobrist. Big breaky ball finds the plate for strike 1. Well, that was the big bender, as they call it, coming in to get ahead of Zobrist. Zobrist has power. Zobrist last year, 20 home runs, 74 knocked in. He already has 1 this season. And the pitch to the outfielder, and Zobrist takes it low, a ball and a strike. Well, the Orioles last year had that winning record against the Rays. 10 wins, 8 losses. Got off on the right foot last night, winning 7-4. Have the 4-0 lead here. Tampa Bay with a runner at second base. And 2 down, the 1-1 delivery. Line drive, left field, base hit. Jennings, who can fly, rounds third. McLouth up with it. They will not get Jennings at the plate as the ball comes in on a bounce and cut off by Machado. So Ben Zobrist with his 3rd RBI already this season. And the 2-out base hit plates the first run for Tampa Bay. It's now a 4-1 ball game. And Evan Longoria will come up. Well, Longoria, a dangerous hitter here. Longoria has singled and struck out, and that'll do it for Wei-Yin Chen. 84 pitches.
Its insurance group will donate $1,000 to the R. Adams College Shock Trauma Center every time an Oriole pitcher picks up a save this season, just like Jim Johnson did here yesterday. And, of course, that goes a long way to helping save more lives in our community. Left-hander Wei-Yin Chen, 5 2/3, has given up 1 run thus far, 6 hits, never walked anybody, had 4 strikeouts. He throws 84 pitches. It's his game to win right now. Luis Ayala in relief, and let's get back to Fred Mann.
Well, thanks a lot, Joe. Last year, 66 appearances for this veteran right-hander from Mexico. Facing Evan Longoria, who's 1 for 2 tonight. The pitch to Longoria, down and away. And Longoria has ball 1. Longoria has had 1 hit in his career against Ayala, and that was a home run. Ayala, a member of that very difficult Oriole bullpen. Left-hander begins to throw in the Oriole bullpen now. Ayala, with that deep bend, now stands tall, delivers to Longoria, pops him high in the air. Foul, first base side. Coming over is Wieters, also Davis, and neither will get it midway at the lower deck. 1 ball and 1 strike. 66 games for Ayala last year. Overall, 5 wins, 5 losses. He did pick up a save last season for the Orioles, but pitched to an outstanding 264 earned run average. So Ayala facing the right-handed bat of Longoria. Righty against righty. The runner at first base, Zobrist, driving in the first run of the ball game for the Rays. A 2-out base hit to bring in Jennings from second base. Ayala sets. The pitch on the way to Longoria. Fastball misses inside. Longoria just raising the arms. 2 balls, 1 strike. Luis Ayala, when he left Mexico heading for spring training, had hoped to play for the Mexican team in the WBC, but then thought about it because he had pitched in winter ball in his home country and decided to kind of shut it down for a while. And the pitch to Longoria up and in. 3-1. And the right-handed bat of Shelley Duncan on deck. 3 balls, 1 strike. Dangerous count to a dangerous hitter. Evan Longoria last year in 74 games hit 17 home runs and knocked in 55. Last night went 1 for 4. He's 1 for 2 tonight. And now Longoria steps out of the box after requesting time from Bob Davidson. And now Longoria will tap that barrel under the bat on the plate. Zobrist from first base. Standing between the bag and the runner at first base is Davis. Here's the pitch on the way to Longoria. 3-1 swing and a miss. As Evan Longoria went after that breaking ball down and away. And it was down around the kneecaps toward the outer portion to run the count full. 3-2. Longoria with a 3-ball, 2-strike count. 2 down. That means Zobrist will be off with the delivery. Ayala takes a lot of time in between pitches. Says yes to the sign from Wieters. Now Ayala's delivery, 3-2. There goes Zobrist. There's a line drive. Left field base hit. Zobrist will round second. He heads for third. Longoria will stop at first base. Runners at the corners for Tampa Bay. They've had back-to-back singles. As there was a pitch that was up, and Longoria laced it into left field, and the Rays, who have already scored their first run of the ball game, still threatening here with runners at the corners.
Well, they threw him another breaking ball. Same pitch, 2 in a row. That time he maybe a little less velocity, but that time Longoria read it pretty well. Left-hander Brian Mattis now has begun to warm up in the Oriole bullpen.
And here's Shelley Duncan. Duncan has hit into a double play and taken a called third strike. Duncan, a right-handed batter, DHing tonight for the Rays. Ayala with runners at the corners. A run in, 2 down, and Duncan takes the breaking ball down and away. Shelley Duncan, former member of the Cleveland Ball Club. His dad, outstanding pitching coach for many years. Former big leaguer, Dave Duncan. Shelley, big guy with power. Has that power hitter's stance in the third base side batter's box. Zobrist at third, Longoria at first, 2 down. Here's the pitch. Here's a high drive deep to left field. It's way back. It's going, and we have a tie ball game. A 3-run home run for Shelley Duncan. As Ayala comes in, gives up a base hit to Longoria, and then the 3-run home run to Duncan, who led Tampa Bay with 5 home runs this spring. And just like that, this ball game sits at 4-4. Well, Duncan, when it left the bat, you knew it was danger for the Orioles as Duncan went deep into those left field seats. Talked about his power. When he makes contact, he can send it a long way, and he did there. Here's Escobar, and Yunel Escobar will look at a fastball strike. So all 4 runs for Tampa Bay coming here in the bottom of the 6th. The Zobrist RBI single, now the 3-run home run off the bat of Duncan. And way inside to Yunel Escobar. Ayala came on looking to get the final out here in the 6th inning and has yet to retire out number 3. And the pitch to Escobar, and Escobar will look at it low. 2-1. Now, there was a lot of speculation and a lot of word around Major League Baseball that toward the end of the spring training, the Orioles were shopping Luis Ayala. Here's the 2-1 pitch, fastball high, ball 3. Wanting to keep T.J. McFarland in that bullpen, and they were not successful in making a trade. McFarland still with the ball club, the Rule 5 pick from the Cleveland organization. Good hitters count, 3 balls, 1 strike for Escobar, who has doubled in 2 trips, and Escobar chops it toward third base foul. Fielded there by the third base coach, Tom Foley. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Orioles radio network. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Escobar. A tie ball game now, and Escobar strike 3 on the inner portion of the plate. Escobar stopped his swing, thought it was going to be ball 4, but Bob Davidson said, no, caught the knees in the inner portion of the plate. You're gone. So are the Rays, but they have tied the ball game. The Zobrist RBI base hit, Shelley Duncan's 3-run home run. We go to the 7th, Orioles 4, Rays 4 on the Orioles radio network. Hey, the seventh inning is sponsored by Jiffy Lube. Stretch your budget with $7 off your next oil change. Just visit Jiffy Lube MD on Facebook for a $7 coupon in our offers tab. Jiffy Lube, keep your ride alive. Well, the Orioles, who had that 4-0 lead going to the bottom of the sixth, find themselves in a tie ball game now against Jeremy Hellickson here in the seventh. And here's a hard shot pulled foul down the left field side by J.J. Hardy. Hardy twice has grounded out to the third baseman. The 81st pitch of the evening. Here's a line drive left field, coming in and waiting and making the grab is Sean Rodriguez. Ball hit hard, and Rodriguez had time to come in. And J.J. is 0 for 3. Nolan Reimold, the DH tonight, had a couple of hits in last night's ball game, playing left field tonight as the designated hitter. He struck out and grounded out. This is the bottom third of the Orioles order. Orioles scoring 3 times in the first. Chris Davis a 3-run home run. And then Davis in the top of the sixth gave the Orioles a 4-0 lead with an RBI single. But then 4 runs in the bottom of the sixth for the Tampa Bay Rays. Here's a strike 1 to Nolan. Wei-Yin Chen, by the way, 5 2/3 innings, 2 runs, both earned, 7 hits, 4 strikeouts, no walks, 84 pitches thrown, 53 for strikes. And delivery to Reimold is low. 1 ball, 1 strike to the big right-handed bat of Nolan Reimold. Ryan Roberts is on deck. Jeremy Hellickson has allowed the Orioles 4 runs on 6 hits. He's been stingy. And now the Hellickson delivery on the way to Reimold. Reimold on that off-speed pitch waves at it weakly for strike 2. Now he'll take a little bit of a stroll, thinking about that changeup that he saw from Jeremy Hellickson before stepping back into the batter's box, adjust the batting helmet, and now awaits the 1 ball, 2 strike offering with 1 gone. Hellickson's pitch and inside. Hellickson coming in, looked like off speed again to the inner portion of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Back-to-back changeups, but that one missed to the right-handed bat. Hellickson not afraid to throw that off-speed pitch to righty batters. And the 2-2 delivery to Reimold, ball 3 low. Well, that's one thing Reimold will do. He is a pretty good batting eye. And when he is in the lineup on a daily basis, you will find Nolan Reimold working a lot of deep counts and getting a lot of free passes, along with hitting some long balls. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the Orioles DH. And Reimold will swing and foul it. Another off-speed pitch, and Reimold just shot it between the legs of Jose Lobaton, the catcher. Activity beginning in the bullpen for the Rays, as the pitch count right now 87 for Jeremy Hellickson. He'll go 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again to Reimold, the pitch to Nolan, and Reimold lines it, and he pulls it foul by about 5 feet down the left field side. Well, Reimold getting that fastball that was up, and he took a tomahawk type swing at that. Again, 3-2 to Nolan. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Reimold. And Reimold will take ball 4. And the Orioles get the base runner with 1 down. And remember, the 7th inning sponsored to you by Jiffy Lube. Keep your ride alive. The Orioles want to keep this inning alive as Brian Roberts comes up. Roberts hitting in that number 9 hole once again. He's hit a fly ball to center field and a ground out to shortstop. Roberts last night a couple of hits, including a huge hit for the Orioles to start their rally in the 7th inning. He had a 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. The big, strong left-hander Jake McGee firing fastballs in the upper 90s, and Brian went right back up the middle with it, and Roberts will take a fastball at the knees for a strike. Orioles have Reimold at first base. Hellickson giving up his first walk to an Oriole hitter, that free pass to Reimold. Reimold with pretty good speed for a big guy. Hands on knees with his lead, being held by Kelly Johnson. And now the delivery on the way to the Orioles second baseman, and Roberts will take another strike. 90-mile-an-hour fastball above the knees. And so Bryan falls behind, no balls, 2 strikes. We mentioned the string of 2-strike hits last night to keep things going for the Orioles. And let's see if they can do it again for a second consecutive night. 0-2 to Roberts. Roberts bats from the left side against Hellickson. Quick throw over to first, diving back is Reimold. Ryan Roberts has had now 9 career at-bats against Hellickson. Still looking for that first base hit. Hellickson holds the ball in the small of the back, leans in to get the sign from Lobaton. A quick throw over to first base again, this time a little closer but easily back is Reimold with the dive. Hellickson with Roberts awaiting the 2-strike delivery. A long look over his shoulder at Reimold at first base. Now Hellickson delivers 2 strikes to Bryan. And Roberts swings and he lines it up the middle. Another 2-strike hit for Roberts. Right up the middle, a base hit. And the Orioles now with runners at first and second as Reimold, who walked with 1 out, stops at second base. And now Nate McLouth, who is 0 for 3 tonight against Jeremy Hellickson, will come up, and that will prompt Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, to come out to the mound to talk to his right-hander. Nate has skied out and grounded out twice tonight. Taking a look at the SK out-of-town scoreboard, it's the top of the 5th inning in the Bronx, and the Boston Red Sox continue to lead the Yankees 6-1. The Cleveland Indians and the Toronto Blue Jays are deadlocked at a run apiece. They are in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's Torres hitting his first Toronto home run. Also on the SK out-of-town scoreboard, the White Sox today defeating Kansas City 5-2. Peavy the winner, Santana the loser. Home runs, Dunn hit his first, Flowers his second, Viciedo his first, and Ramirez his first for the Chicago White Sox. So now here's Nate. Chance to give the Orioles the lead here after they see the ball game tied in the bottom of the 6th. McLouth here in the top of the 7th with runners at first and second and 1 out. The pitch to Nate, and McLouth will take a strike at the knees, outer portion. Hellickson with that pitch count now at 93. Hands together at the belt. Reimold representing the go-ahead run, has his lead at second base. Roberts from first, and here's McLouth lining into the right field, a base hit. Charging the ball is Zobrist. Reimold being waved around by Dickerson. Here comes the throw to the plate. The tag. He missed the tag. Reimold scores. The Orioles lead it 5-4 as the Orioles have strung together a walk and 2 base hits to grab the lead once again at 5-4. Well, the throw came in on 1 bounce from Zobrist. Robiton got the ball and made a sweep toward Reimold, who was running in from second base, and the tag was missed. The save sign by Davidson, and the Orioles have the lead once again.
Reimold had to wait until the ball left the infield. That's why he got a late break, but he can run. Once he gets going, he can run. But Reimold with a great slide to avoid the tag. Going to his right. He got in there, and that's the lead run.
Well, Lobaton tried to tag him square in the shoulder blades in the back, and with that fadeaway slide, but getting the plate with the slide was Reimold, and the Orioles now have the 5-4 lead. Kyle Farnsworth coming in to go to work, so a terrific slide as Lobaton tried to extend the ball and that catcher's mitt to get the tag, but couldn't do it, and a good call by Bob Davidson, the home plate umpire.
Yeah, great call by Davidson, and give him credit because the ball beat Reimold, no question about it. But Reimold able to avoid the tag with a great slide. Davidson stayed with it and made the right call.
And we're going to have a pitching change. Kyle Farnsworth in. Kyle Farnsworth now working for the Tampa Bay Rays. Throws over to first base. Diving back is Nate McLouth, whose single has given the Orioles the lead. Manny Machado will take a strike at the knee as Farnsworth comes on to take over for Jeremy Hellickson. Inning started innocently enough with a fairly hard line drive to left field, but then the walk to Reimold. Roberts on a 2-strike pitch, singled once again, and then Nate McLouth to right field to get a Reimold in from second base. Terrific slide by Reimold on a good throw from Zobrist, but the catcher Lobaton did not tag Reimold as he went with that fadeaway slide to avoid the tag, and the Orioles have the 5-4 lead. A one-strike delivery, and Machado takes a strike two at the knee, a breaking ball. One time Farnsworth, when he was with the Cubs, would regularly bring that ball to the plate over 100 miles per hour. They thought they had a great closer in the making, but Farnsworth very erratic and would walk a lot of hitters. Not throwing quite as hard as he is aged in the big leagues, but still a pretty good fastball. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Manny with runners at first and third. Farnsworth tries down and away and misses. That time the fastball at 92. Now Brian Roberts, for a second consecutive ball game, a two-strike pitch. And he went right back up the middle, a line drive single to center field to keep things going for the Orioles. Quick throw to first, diving back is Nate McLouth. Of course, McLouth with his speed, and if you're a pitcher, you got to be aware of that. And of course, Jose Lobaton last year threw out just 14% of the guys attempting to steal. McLouth from first base, Roberts from third, and here's a shot toward short double play ball. As Escobar goes to Roberts on to first, the double play, 6-4-3. But Nate McLouth with his base hit to right field lifts the Orioles to the lead once again. And as we go to the bottom of the seventh inning here at Tropicana Field, it's the Orioles 5, the Rays 4 on the Orioles Radio Network. Well, bottom of the seventh inning, time again for the fans to stretch it out. This seventh inning stretch sponsored by Nestle's Pure Life Water, America's #1 bottled water. Embrace the pure life, Nestle's Pure Life Water. Well, for Jeremy Hellickson tonight, 6 1/3 innings, 5 runs all earned, 8 hits, including a home run, a 3-run shot in the first inning off the bat of Chris Davis. A couple of strikeouts in a walk. He threw 94 pitches, 64 for strikes. Luis Ayala gives way now to Pedro Strop. Ayala went in third of an inning, giving up 2 runs, including the big 3-run home run off the bat of Shelley Duncan that tied the ball game in the bottom of the 6th. He threw 14 pitches, 7 for strikes. He had 1 strikeout in his third of an inning. So here we go. Pedro Strop on for the Orioles, as the Orioles now with that 1-run lead, and the first delivery to the pinch hitter Matt Joyce. And Joyce will look at ball 1 from Pedro. Of course, Pedro and his Dominican teammates enjoyed the championship of the WBC just a couple of weeks ago. Fastball strike on the inside corner. Pedro Strop, a mainstay again in that Orioles bullpen. Did fade a little bit late in the season as he had a tremendous season for the Birds. Hard-throwing right-hander from the Dominican Republic, off-speed pitch outside. Last year, we talk about Pedro Strop and what he did for the Orioles. Just about everyone in that bullpen made huge contributions to what the Orioles did in the postseason and during the regular season. Line drive center field. Jones will get back, square to the infield, and make the grab. The ball hit hard by the pinch hitter Matt Joyce, but Adam Jones, you could see, had it in hand. Sam Fold will now come up to check that. Sam Fold hit the ball. Matt Joyce is now coming up as the pinch hitter. So back-to-back pinch hitters for the Tampa Bay Rays. Matt Joyce, a little bit more pop than Sam Fold. Talked about Pedro Strop last year. Came out of that bullpen 70 times for the Orioles and allowed just 52 hits in 66 1/3 innings. And here's a pitch down and in, ball 1. And over the 100 and check that, over the 66 1/3 innings, 58 strikeouts. Did walk 37, however. A 2.44 ERA. Peralta begins to warm the bullpen for Tampa Bay. Fastball down the middle for a strike. That fastball clocking in at 96 from Pedro Strop. 1-1. So Matt Joyce, another lefty batter. And Pedro ready to deal it. And Joyce shows bunt. Bunts at third base side with a shift on. And Pedro Strop fields and then throws errantly to first base. He'd have been better just putting it in his back pocket as he threw off balance, threw a wide throw to first, but Davis tracked it down. Well, the Orioles had that shift on, and we're going to see this more and more this year, Orioles did it a couple of times in spring training with the shift on, despite the guy's a power hitter, bunting third base side. Saw Chris Davis do it in spring training. Matt Wieters tried it a couple of times. And so the pinch hit bunt base hit for Matt Joyce. Last night, Matt Joyce went 0 for 2 in the ball game. And now, here's the switch hitting catcher Lobaton. And the Orioles have the shift on once again, but this time, instead of playing deep at shortstop, midway between second base and third base, in fact, it'll shade it a little bit more toward third base, is Orioles shortstop J.J. Hardy. And Oriole third baseman Manny Machado not out in shallow right field, but just at the cut of the grass between the skin part of the infield and the outfield turf. Lobaton today, 1 hit in 2 at-bats, all against the Orioles starter Wei-Yin Chen. And Pedro delivers base hit into center field as rounding second, headed for third is Joyce. And Lobaton beat the shift that time. As we mentioned, J.J. Hardy wide of the bag at third base, and there was no one to the shortstop side of the bag at second. That ball not hit all that hard, but had enough to bounce on into center field.
It's all right. You just keep corrected.
So Kelly Johnson with the base hit as he beat the shift. Matt Joyce with the bunt base hit. And then Kelly Johnson with that base hit with the just to the left of the bag at second base. And that brings up Desmond Jennings. Jennings with a couple of hits tonight. 2 more, had 2 hits last night. And right now, Tampa Bay with 1 down with a chance to at least tie this ball game. And here's the pitch on the way to Desmond Jennings. Fastball up and in. So in the inning, Sam Fold came up as a pinch hitter, lined to center field. Then Joyce beat the shift, bunting third base side. Kelly Johnson gets his first hit of the season, beating the shift with a bouncing ball just to the shortstop side of the bag at second. Runners at first and third for Tampa Bay. And Pedro Strop delivers. Breaky ball in there for a strike. James Loney is on deck for the Rays. Left-handed batting first baseman we saw last night. Of course, that slider was a very effective pitch last season for Pedro Strop. 1 ball, 1 strike to Desmond Jennings. Jennings, a right-handed bat. The pitch on the way, fastball upstairs. Last night we mentioned Jennings went 2 for 4. Had an RBI double in last night's ball game and scored a couple of runs. So far tonight, a single and a double, and he's had a run scored. 5-4. The Orioles lead this one. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Strop to Desmond Jennings with runners at the corners and 1 out. And Jennings with a pitch that bounces in the dirt and then bounces away from Matt Wieters to the backstop that will allow the runner to come in to score from third base as Joyce has tied it on that wild pitch. Moving down to second base is Kelly Johnson, and we are tied at 5. Well, the ball hit the dirt and then bounded almost like a pop-up at home plate. The ball came way outside on that slider, crawled up the catcher's mitt of Matt Wieters, went high into the air all the way to the backstop, and Matt Joyce comes in to score on the wild pitch from third base.
Wild pitch.
And we are tied again. 5-5 right now, and the count 2 balls, 2 strikes to Desmond Jennings.
Well, Fred, the Oriole bullpen that had been so good against Tampa Bay going back to last year and had gone 3 scoreless innings in the ball game here yesterday on opening day. Tonight, the Oriole bullpen not getting the job done.
So Strop with that runner at second base. 2-2 pitch to Jennings, swing and a miss. He gets him with a breaky ball to strike him out. Second out of the inning, but the wild pitch has tied the ball game. Pedro Strop, you can tell, very dejected as he walks around on the hill. Strop came in trying to protect that 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Cannot do it. Now James Loney will step in. Loney, in last night's ball game, got the start at first base. And Loney went 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Loney, a left-handed batter. Former Dodger, former Red Sox, played for both last season. He comes up to pinch hit for Sean Rodriguez, who went 0 for 3. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Runner at second base representing the go-ahead run. The pitch, swing and a foul in toward the Oriole third base side dugout. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. A late swing by Loney, and he has one strike.
Well, Rays manager Joe Madden using all three of his left-handed pinch hitters here in the seventh inning against Pedro Strop rather than waiting and maybe have to use them against Jim Johnson. Not a bad idea.
Kelly Johnson at second base. One strike. A run in, 2 gone for Tampa Bay. And the delivery is a strike on the outside corner. Quickly, he's ahead of Loney, 0-2. That came in with a breaking ball. It started off the plate, then went toward the outer portion of the plate. And 0-2 now to the pinch hitter Loney. So we've had the left-handed bats of Fold and Joyce pinch hit. And now Loney with 2 strikes. Runner at second base, Kelly Johnson. The delivery all the way to James Loney. He lines it, base hit down the left field line. That's going to give the Tampa Bay Rays the lead. As coming in to score from second base, Kelly Johnson. Going into second, standing with the go-ahead pinch hit RBI two-bagger is James Loney. And it's now a 6-5 lead as the Oriole bullpen faltering tonight. Ayala gave up that big 3-run home run. But then the Orioles scored a run in the top of the 7th inning to grab the lead. And now Pedro Strop comes on, and he has given up 2 runs to Tampa Bay, one coming on a wild pitch, and this one an RBI pinch hit 2-bagger to score Kelly Johnson from second base. And Rick Adea, the Oriole pitching coach, is going to come out. 6 runs, 12 hits tonight for Tampa Bay. And Loney delivers his first big hit of the season for the Tampa Bay Rays. He's standing out there at second base. And Adair with that Oriole bullpen beginning to work. Tommy Hunter, the hard thrower, begins to warm in the Oriole bullpen. Strop gets a pat on the back from his pitching coach. So the Orioles grabbed the lead in the top of the inning. It was Nate McLeod giving the Orioles a 5-4 advantage with his base hit that scored Nolan Reimold. But now Tampa Bay has scored twice, and Tampa Bay has grabbed a 6-5 lead. And now Ben Zobrist will bat as a left-handed batter against Pedro Strop with Loney at second base, 2 runs in and 2 down. And Zobrist starts to swing, stops, and sees it dip out of the strike zone. Zobrist tonight, an RBI single his last at bat. He is 1 for 3. Zobrist, a dangerous hitter. And now the pitch to Ben, fastball strike, 1-1. Pedro Strop working here in the 7th inning. Ben Zobrist in his career 1 for 5 against Strop. He has that runner at second base, Loney, 2 down. And the pitch on the way to Zobrist, a soft fly ball center field. It drops in for the base hit. Here comes Loney to score from second base. The Rays have scored 3 times against Pedro Strop. And Ben Zobrist picks up his second RBI of the night with his second hit. Not hit all that hard, just hard enough to get out over the infield and in front of the charging center fielder Adam Jones. And right now a 2-run lead for the Tampa Bay Rays at 7-5. And it's been the bullpen that's been the culprit tonight for the Orioles. And now Evan Longoria will step in. Longoria has had a couple of hits and a run scored tonight into 3 at-bats. And the delivery from Pedro on the way to Evan. Fastball strike, 0-1. Longoria in his career has had a couple of walks but never a hit against Pedro Strop. He's 0 for 2 officially with those 2 walks and a strikeout. Longoria, a dangerous hitter. Righty against righty here. And the pitch on the way from Pedro to Longoria. Up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the left-handed bats have done damage to Pedro Strop here in this bottom of the 7th. And it all started with that bunt by pinch hitter Matt Joyce to beat the shift. The 1-1 pitch to Longoria, and Longoria will watch this one dip outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. And one time the Orioles had a 4-0 lead in the ball game. Tampa Bay had a 4-run bottom of the 6th. The Orioles grabbed the 5-4 lead, but now Tampa Bay on top 7-5 in the bottom of the 7th. And here's the delivery on the way to Longoria. 2 balls, 1 strike. Longoria fouls it back toward the upper deck, over our heads and out of play. 2-2 to the third baseman. Tampa Bay has scored on a wild pitch this inning. The double by pinch hitter James Loney, and then the RBI single off the bat of Ben Zobrist to grab the lead. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Longoria, 2 outs. Runner at first base, Zobrist. The pitch to Longoria. Ground ball hits off the mound, but right toward Brian Roberts, who outraces Zobrist to the bag at second for the force out. And that brings an end to this 3-run bottom of the 7th for Tampa Bay. 7th inning was sponsored by Jiffy Lube. We go to the 8th inning here at Tropicana Field. The Rays 7, the Orioles 5 on the Orioles Radio Network. Well, with all the pinch hitters used by Joe Madden, lots of changes defensively for the Tampa Bay Rays. Matt Joyce will stay in the ball game. He started that rally with that bunt down the third base side to beat the shift. He is in left field. Desmond Jennings still in center field. Sam Fold, who came up as a pinch hitter, now in right field. With Fold in the game in right field, Ben Zobrist goes into play second base. A new catcher comes on. It's the veteran Molina behind the plate. Also a new pitcher, Peralta, for the Tampa Bay Rays, who now lead it by 2, 7-5. We go to the 8th inning. Once again, here's Joe Angel.
All right, Fred, thank you. All of a sudden it turned into a spring training game, all these substitutions. My goodness. Well, here we go. Nick Markakis will get things started. Nick, and then Adam Jones, and then Chris Davis. So the Orioles here tonight will have to come from behind. They had a 4-0 lead at one time. They now lead this thing, trailed this thing 7-5. And the pitch on the way to Markakis is up and away for a ball. Right-hander Joel Peralta in relief. Kyle Farnsworth came in, faced one hitter, and got double play ball. So he goes 2/3, gives up nothing. Markakis in this game is 1 for 3. Pitch on the way to Nick is good breaking ball for a called strike. Markakis, his first time up tonight, a single back in the first inning, and he was on base when Chris Davis launched one, a 3-run home run, to give his club the early 3-0 lead. And that was 4-0 until the bottom of the 6th inning. And now Peralta again ready and delivers to Markakis. 1-1 pitch. Lifted foul off third toward the lower deck. Longoria chasing, but he runs out of real estate. Back about maybe 9 rows. So the count to Nick Markakis is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now Luis Ayala in relief tonight. Could not get the job done. And then Pedro Strop in relief could not get the job done. Nick Markakis, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, 1 base runner, and the tying run comes up to hit. And on deck is Adam Jones. After that, Chris Davis. And now the 1-2 delivery. Markakis, after a check swing, takes a breaking ball in the dirt.
Now, Peralta, the 8th inning guy, he sets it up for Fernando Rodney for this Tampa Bay ball club. Led all relievers last year with 37 with that category called a hold. He has been very good in his career with this Tampa Bay ball club.
And of course, Rodney, as a closer, had an unbelievable season last year. Statistically, one of the best ever. So here we go. Markakis waits on a 2-2 pitch. Peralta, veteran right-hander, sits again. From the belt, he delivers 2-2. Ground ball up the middle behind second base. Swing is Escobar. He's got it on to first base to get the out. Escobar, outstanding play. Behind the back at second base with a lunging stab at the ball and then spinning and throwing to get the out.
I'm kind of hoping that ball may have hit the bag as it went by to kind of give a little bit more difficulty for Escobar to handle it, but he made a nice play to get that first out.
Well, it went right over that bag at second base. Almost hit it. And now here's Jones. The infield backed up here against Adam. One away with the bases empty. Now Jones tonight is a hit. He's 1 for 3. He too was on base in the first when Davis hit that 3-run home run. And now he fakes a bunt, but he takes a breaking ball for a strike. Evan Longoria very deep at third base. Once he saw Adam kind of square around, it made a move toward the plate, but Jones pulled the bat back and took a pretty good breaking ball for a strike. Adam Jones has had 4 hits in the first 2 games here at Tampa. Peralta sets again. And now the 0-1 pitch on the way. Jones, little pop-up into center field. Lazy fly ball. There's Jennings, and that's out number 2. And this is not what Buck Showalter wanted to see here, with Chris Davis coming up to hit with the bases empty in the 8th inning. Right-hander Tommy Hunter continues to warm up in the Oriole bullpen.
Of course, right now, Chris sits a triple shy of hitting for the cycle.
With the home run back in the first, he had a double in the 4th inning, and then a run-scoring single in the 6th inning. At the time, it gave his club a 4-0 lead. It is now 7-5 Tampa Bay. I kid you not. Davis waits, right-hander against left-hander. And the pitch on the way. Davis takes a strike. Good pitch. Just barely caught the outside edge. Just maybe above the knees. Strike 1. Now going back to last year, Davis has now homered in 8 of his last 9 games. Hit one here yesterday, got one here tonight. Peralta again ready. He's ahead of Davis 0-1. And here it comes. Jammed him, fastball that breaks inside, runs inside. So Davis now 1 ball and 1 strike. Some of the umpires in the stands here thought that maybe Peralta had picked up the inside corner, but not. So Davis 1 ball and 1 strike. On deck is Matt Wieters. Peralta ready again from the belt and delivers 1-1. Davis takes the ball again. It runs inside. So count 2-1. Now the SK scoreboard now in the 7th inning. Boston leads the Yankees 7-1. And now the 2-1 pitch to Davis. Swung on, lifted behind third base. Shallow left field. Joyce coming on. He cannot get to it. That ball drops in safely. And there goes Davis racing into second base and goes in there standing with a double. Now the ball gets away momentarily in the middle of the infield, but there'll be no further advance. Chris Davis, his 4th hit tonight, his 2nd double of this game. That time again going to the opposite field. Joyce, the left fielder, had to make a long run and never got there. He was over toward the gap in left center and just could not get to that ball. So now Matt Wieters up to hit with 2 outs, and he does represent the would-be tying run here in the 8th inning. Well, it's very important to get that run in, make it a 1-run game at the very least, maybe going to the 9th inning. But right now, Wieters is just trying to extend the inning, just trying to keep it going here.
Well, Matt Wieters is 5 for 9 in his career against the 37-year-old right-hander.
So he likes those offerings. Peralta from the belt. He delivers to Wieters. And there's a fastball. That's a called strike. A little sinker there at about 91. So Peralta gets ahead of his nemesis, Matt Wieters, 0-1. Infield backed up and also pulled around to the right. Not that shift. Not that severe shift. The shortstop, Escobar, is playing well over toward the bag at second base. And behind the base runner, Chris Davis, who is just now getting off the bag. Chris Davis, who has tied his career high, 4 hits in 1 game.
September 26, 2009.
And now the 0-1 to Wieters. Swing and a miss. He goes right through it. He got that same pitch, that sinker at about 90, and Wieters couldn't find it.
Now for Chris, the 4th time he's had a 4-hit game.
Matt Wieters in a hole at 0-2. Peralta toes the third base side of the pitching rubber. Standing tall, looks in, and now says yes. And the veteran right-hander comes to a set. He's going to check on Davis. Base runner at second base from the belt. Peralta, he delivers. And Weeder swings and he lines it over third, and that's a base hit. Davis turning third, being waved in. Here comes the throw on a bounce. It is wide. And Davis scores. Weeders makes it a one-run game. Going to the opposite field. He hit the ball hard. Davis took off on contact, and it was not a good throw. It was up that first baseline. So as it turns out, Davis scores easily, and indeed it's a one-run game now for J.J. Hardy.
And for the Orioles, yet another huge two-strike base hit. And another Oriole run scoring with 2 down in an inning.
This is like a couple of heavyweights here tonight, punching back and forth and landing. Now J.J. Hardy, who tonight is 0 for 3. So now it's right-hander against right-hander. Hardy, a couple of ground ball outs and a line drive out to left. And the pitch on the way to J.J. Fastball at the knees, that's a called strike. And I think Hardy thought about swinging, but laid off. And the count 0-1. And that deck is Reimold. And of course, J.J. Hardy, he's got power. Last year, 22 home runs. In fact, J.J., the last 2 years, the most home runs by any Major League shortstop. And the pitch on the way to Hardy is a breaking ball that stays inside. Last couple of years, J.J., 52 home runs. So he certainly does have the power. Got those great quick hands. Up there, 1 ball and 1 strike. Matt Wieters at first base with 2 outs. And of course, Matt does not run very well, but there are 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. And Hardy takes low and outside, ball 2. Wieters does have the advantage right now of being able to go on contact. So that's a bit of an advantage with 2 outs, but of course, Wieters from first base is not going to score on a double. So he's off the bag at first. 7-6 Tampa Bay in the top of the 8th inning. And now the right-hander Peralta. Again, we'll check the runner Wieters. They count 2-1 to J.J. Hardy. Here comes the pitch. Fastball picked up the outside corner. That's a called strike. And again, Hardy looked at it and thought about swinging, but he took it right there on the corner. Pretty good pitch. Real good pitch.
Yeah, he made that look back at home plate umpire Bob Davidson, hoping that Davidson wouldn't call it a strike.
I think it was right on the black. So now 2-2. J.J. Hardy does have a huge hold on the right side of the infield with Matt Wieters coming off the bag at first. Loney is playing with him right at the bag. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Hardy in the dirt. Almost a wild pitch. Good save there by Molina. So now 3-2. And now Wieters will be on the move here.
Yeah, give him a bit of an advantage now.
Absolutely. That could be huge. If J.J. Hardy is able to find a hole out there somewhere. Infield backed up all the way. They're giving Hardy a big gap in right center. And they're also giving him much of the right field corner. So if he does go opposite field, he could find a hole out there. Although Sam Fold is pretty deep in right, but he's well over toward the gap in right center. The count 3-2. Peralta will check the runner. He now delivers 3-2. There goes Wieters. Ping, and a miss. Hardy strikes out. And he chased, I think, what would have been ball 4. It was down and away. That time Hardy, who on the at-bat got just 1 swing, but he missed it, and the side is retired. However, Orioles make it a 1-run game with 2 outs and the bases empty. A double by Davis, and then Wieters with the RBI single. Now we head to the bottom of the 8th. It is 7-6 Tampa Bay on the Orioles Radio Network. Well, fans, a reminder, you can follow the Orioles with the MLB.com at-bat for the iPhone, iPad, or Android. You get scores, you get stats, highlights, audio, much, much more. You text at-bat to 31826, or you can visit Orioles.com and get all details. Here we go, bottom of the 8th inning. Rays are ahead 7-6, and here's Shelley Duncan up there against right-hander Tommy Hunter in relief. First pitch is swung on and lifted down the right field line. On the run is Markakis. Nick is going to get there and makes the catch just barely in foul territory, maybe a foot foul. And so Duncan is going on 1 pitch. Duncan, of course, tonight for the Rays had their biggest hit when he connected for that 3-run home run in the bottom of the 6th inning, and did that against reliever Luis Ayala. So Duncan has gone on 1 pitch. And now here's Escobar to hit with the bases empty.
Well, tonight the Oriole bullpen giving up 5 of the 7 Tampa Bay runs. We are not accustomed to seeing that from that Oriole bullpen.
Well, including last night, the Oriole bullpen, a 127 earned run average against Tampa Bay, going back to all of last year, for crying out loud. But tonight that was not the case. Escobar popped it up into center field. Should be caught. Adam Jones, a little bit to his left, and he's going to make the catch. So Tommy Hunter, on 2 pitches here in the bottom of the 8th inning, has gotten 2 outs.
And, of course, Fernando Rodney up and warming in the bullpen for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Of course. And he is nasty. Now here's Sam Folden. Remember, he came on as a pinch hitter to get things started in the bottom of the 7th inning and lined out. That was against Pedro Strop. After that, Pedro, though, gave up 3 runs on 4 hits and a wild pitch in that 7th inning. So now Fold up there, he takes ball 1. And now the next offering is ball 2, 2-0. And if you look ahead in the 9th inning, it'll be Reimold to lead off. He's got pop. And then Brian Roberts will hit second. After that, the top of the order, and Nate McLouth. And now Fold takes his fastball for a call strike. That one there about 94 from Tommy Hunter. Manny Machado very shallow at third base, despite the fact there are 2 outs. And now the fastball is a call strike. Tommy Hunter, a fastball at 96 to even the count at 2-2.
Well, that bullpen role was very nice for Tommy last year.
Next offering is a breaking ball. Ooh, he took it just inside for ball 3.
He can let it fly out of the bullpen.
And now the Burley right-hander again delivers. 3-2. Fly ball. Should be caught. Into shallow center. Jones in. Roberts out. Jones is there. Adam makes the catch. Tommy Hunter 1, 2, 3 on 3 fly ball outs. So now here we go. Into the 9th inning we go. With the Rays ahead 7-6. Fernando Rodney comes on to pitch. And the Orioles have Reimold to get the inning started. 7-6 Tampa Bay on the Orioles radio network. All right, what a story this is going to be. Joe Angel and Fred Manfred, mighty Casey Willett back at Tropicana Field. And here we go, top of the 9th inning, and the Orioles are down a run. And indeed, Fernando Rodney, the veteran big right-hand reliever, who had that phenomenal season last year. In fact, going into this game, Rodney, going back to last year, has had 19 consecutive appearances in which he has not given up a run. And last year, Fred, 48 saves and went the entire season with just 2 blown saves.
He's already had 7 saves this year. Of course, that with the WBC for the Dominican team, appeared in 8 games and a record-setting 7 saves for the Dominicans.
Or for Tampa Bay, El Grande Dominicano comes on to pitch. And here's Reimold trying to come up grande for the Orioles. In this game, he is 0 for 2, a walk and a run scored. And Rodney's first pitch is low for ball 1. And Longoria again very shallow at third base. Remember, Reimold, he's got good power, great power, but he can also run. He could lay down a bunt. And now Longoria backs up just a bit at third. Now comes in again, and Reimold takes a strike on the inside corner. So Longoria going back and forth, just kind of keeping Reimold guessing in the batter's box.
Now the big key for Rodney last year, remember when he was with the Tigers, always had the great velocity with his fastball, but walked a lot of hitters.
And next offering almost hits Reimold. That ball well inside. So now the count 2-1.
When he averaged like about 8 walks every 9 innings, but last year, first as the closer for the Tampa Bay Rays, he found that strike zone and picked up the save after save after save.
And Reimold is a guy who will take a walk. We saw him do that and then score a run in the 7th inning in what was then a 1-run game. Here comes the pitch. Reimold takes a knee-high strike. It's called. And the count 2-2. So Longoria, Escobar, Zobrist, and Loney, third to first. Molina, the catcher. Joyce, Jennings, Fuld in the outfield. Reimold, bouncy ball, foul, just outside the coaching box, and Bobby Dickerson on that third base side.
Now back-to-back off-speed pitches to Nolan Reimold. Of course, as a hitter, you kind of expect that fastball coming from Fernando Rodney, and he can tie you up with that off-speed delivery.
Well, Reimold's a very patient hitter. Rodney at the belt and delivers. Fastball hit hard, but foul again outside of Bobby Dickerson. So it stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, the Rays last year were 21 and 27 in one-run games. And by the way, they were 1 and 6 against the Orioles in one-run games. Right now they lead by a run. And Reimold takes low, ball 3. And there's that patience we talked about, because that time Reimold took a very close pitch to go 3-2.
Yeah, that was the fastball. After seeing some off-speed stuff, the 97-mile-an-hour blazer, but it was out of the strike zone in the eyes of Bob Davidson.
And that is today's fastest pitch. Brought to you by Xfinity Internet, the fastest in-home Wi-Fi for all rooms, all devices, all the time. And Reimold takes a walk. How about that? So that patience we told you about, remember, he was in a hole with 2 strikes, and then eventually ran the count to 2-2, then 3-2 on a real close pitch, and then he took ball 4. So the Orioles, with nobody out in the top of the 9th inning, had the tying run on base. And the second walk taken by Reimold in this game. Now let's see what Brian Roberts is up to here. And again, Longoria very shallow at third base. James Loney, the Rays first baseman, is playing on the bag and holding with Nolan Reimold. Here comes the pitch. Roberts slices one over third. That's a base hit. That ball is heading for the corner. It's going to be extra bases. Reimold to third. Up with the ball is Joyce. Reimold being waved in, and the relay throw is dropped. Reimold scores a double by Roberts, and here on the top of the 9th inning, the Orioles have come all the way back. They have tied this game. It is now 7-7. And now the top of the order comes up to hit with nobody out. And now the Orioles have the lead run and maybe the winning run at second base. How about that?
And how about it, the 2 guys that have had difficulty in the lineup the last couple of seasons due to injury, both contributing here in the top of the 9th inning. The walk to Reimold, and of course Nolan last year played just 16 games. Brian Roberts played 17 games, and they both contribute again.
Well, we told you Reimold can run. That's one of his assets. That's one of his strengths. And once he gets moving, he's very tough to stop. And I'll tell you what, he scored easily on that opposite field double into the left field corner. So now Nate McLouth is coming up to hit. Let's see what he's up to here with nobody out. Let's see what the Rays do defensively. Longoria right now very shallow at third base. The middle of the infield, let's see what they do. James Loney at first base is in on the edge of the infield grass. The middle of the infield is about halfway. And the pitch on the way, McLeod bunts it, first base. Here's a look at third, but instead a throw to first base to get the out. So Loney looked at third base and then fed Zobrist, the second baseman, covering the bag at first. Great job by McLeod on one pitch, getting that bunt down. How about that one?
Well, now the Orioles with that go-ahead run 90 feet away. And Jim Johnson begins to warm in the Oriole bullpen.
And here's Manny Machado now. The Rays will bring the infield all the way in. Tie ball game 7-7 in the top of the 9th inning. Now Machado tonight, a double, a strikeout, a ground out, and a double play ball. And of course right now, if you're Manny Machado, you're looking for a ball you can get in the air. He takes this one low. Because Rodney, of course, is going to try to keep the ball down to try to force Machado, if he does put the ball in play, to maybe hit the ball on the ground right at an infielder. If it's not at an infielder, it's going to be a base hit, the infield in. Brian Roberts off the bag at third. Here comes the pitch. Machado swings and misses. Fastball there at 96, that good hard sink. And it looked to me as though Machado tried to lift it and never made contact.
Yeah, trying to get that sacrifice fly. Roberts at third base.
So Machado back in. Roberts again getting his lead. Rodney takes a look at the belt and delivers. Machado takes a strike at the knees. Another good pitch. Fastball there at 97, and that time Machado took it for a strike. 1-2 to the Orioles' young 20-year-old third baseman. Machado stays right in the box. Rodney is on the rubber. Roberts off the bag at third. From the belt, Rodney delivers. Machado is swinging a bouncer right to the shortstop. On to first base to get the out. My goodness. Roberts holds up at third. That's why they brought the infield in. And indeed, Rodney did exactly what he wanted to do. He got Machado to hit the ball on the ground at an infielder.
So now it's up to Nick to see if he can get that run in.
Much more difficult with 2 outs now. It's going to take a hit or a Tampa Bay mistake.
Now looking back at past numbers, Nick has not been all that successful against Fernando Rodney. Just 1 for 10. That won a home run.
So here's Nick Markakis. This might be his moment to shine. Nick does have 1 hit tonight, a single back in the first inning. 0 for 3 since. 2 fly ball outs and a ground out. Rodney a look and says yes. And delivers. Markakis takes a fastball right there. A gut called strike. 97. 0-1. Now Longoria at third base, backed up. Middle of the infield, Escobar and Zobrist, both back toward the edge of the outfield turf. Rodney again at the belt and delivers. Markakis lines it foul off to the left behind the third base dugout. So now Markakis in a huge hole at 0-2. And yeah, Jim Johnson been warming up in the bullpen. He's ready. But right now it's a tie game. Nick Markakis here with 2 outs could give Johnson another save chance. Markakis back in the box. Rodney with a glance at third base and now toes the rubber and sets. And he comes home. Markakis, look out. That ball ran in and almost got Markakis on that right elbow. Well, 1-2 now to Markakis.
And again at 97 from Fernando Rodney.
Yeah, he can bring it, no doubt. He can bring it. That time that hard two-seamer that almost came back, but at the same time it almost got Markakis. So it's 1-2. Nick back in. Rodney takes a look. Big gap in right center. Markakis waits. Rodney from the belt. He delivers. And Markakis gets a piece of it and fouled it back to the second level just to our left.
Well, that was cranked up to 98 miles per hour and a good fight off by Nick Markakis.
Yeah, right now Rodney is not holding back. Baltimore 7 runs, 11 hits. Tampa Bay 7 runs on 13 hits. And for the Orioles, their 8th run right now with 2 outs is just 90 feet away in the top of the 9th inning. Rodney a look and he delivers. Markakis bouncy ball to the shortstop. There's Escobar. He'll go to first. Got him. And the side retired. But the Orioles come back. They tied this baby up on a walk to Reimold and a Roberts RBI double. So now the Rays have a chance to win this thing in the bottom of the 9th inning. Jim Johnson. No, Tommy Hunter is going to come out to pitch. Jim Johnson, for the moment, has sat down in the Oriole bullpen. So Tommy Hunter, who got him 1-2-3 in the 8th inning, will try to repeat that effort in the 9th. It's a 7-7 game on the Orioles radio network. Joyce leads off for Tampa Bay, bottom of the 9th inning in a 7-7 game. Bottom of the order, Joyce, and then Molina, then the top of the order, and Desmond Jennings. Tommy Hunter's pitch is outside for ball 1. Tommy, who got the Rays 1-2-3 on 3 fly ball outs in the 8th inning, is back for more. Joyce came on as a pinch hitter back in the 7th inning. There's the 1-0 delivery, and this one missing inside, ball 2, 2-0. And in that 7th inning as a pinch hitter, he bunted against that severe infield shift, and with that bunt, he started a 3-run rally. Here comes the 2-0 delivery. Fastball right there at the knees. That's a called strike. Boy, there has been some clutch hitting by both teams in the late innings here. Here comes the 2-1 delivery, and this one is up and away. Joyce after a check swing, and now the count 3-1. What a ball game! What a ball game, and Tommy Hunter trying to get this game to extra innings. And again, the Orioles, that severe infield shift against Matt Joyce. with Manny Machado playing in right field. There's a high fly ball, deep right field. Marquez back, looking up, ball game over. Matt Joyce has hit one out, and Tampa Bay has won the game. And now the Rays take their turn to congratulate each other as they win for the first time this season. They were down 4-0, and they come back to win this thing 8-7. And Matt Joyce, who when the game started was on the bench, he came on as a pinch hitter in the bottom of the 7th inning, and with that bunt, he started a 3-run rally, and then he wins the game with a home run as the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the 9th inning. I guess the Rays can say rejoice. They've won a ball game.
Indeed, after last night's loss. You look back on this ball game and the Oriole bullpen, like the Tampa Bay bullpen last night, not as effective as you would like to see. And thus, the Orioles are now 1-1 on this young campaign with one more to go here at Tropicana Field.
And we'll be back to Tropicana Field in a moment to give you those not so lovely totals right after this. How about those not so lovely totals here? Yep, in the loss column. Tampa Bay, 8 runs on 14 hits and no errors. They stranded 3 runners all night long. Orioles had 7 runs. They got 11 hits, no errors. They stranded 5. The winner is Fernando Rodney. He comes in. He gives up the game-tying run. So he does get the blown save, but he also gets the victory in relief. So he is 1-0. And Tommy Hunter will take the loss. He is now 0-1. There was no save. Time of the game, 2 hours and 56 minutes. And the attendance here, 15,599 at Tropicana Field. So, last year the Oriole bullpen was certainly among the best in the game. Tonight, they weren't so good. Orioles here tonight in the loss column. They lose it by a score of 8-7. This is Joe Angel for Fred Manfra and mighty Casey Willett saying stay tuned. The Clubhouse Show follows immediately. Stay tuned on the Orioles Radio